Shows live. Nice. Yeah, that will be. Twister's lines will be good. I like that last season was like every other sim week was a good game, and it was always like Toasty had like the blow. Did Toasty have the good ones and you had the laughers? Yeah. Or was it the other way around? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm not a fan of air raid, I guess, against I mean, it depends on the defense you're going against. I, yeah. Yeah, no, I think it'd be fine in this circumstance, but
Can you hear me now, Dust? How are you?
I could hear you the whole time.
Well, yeah, that's because you're not. Denver is 65%. Okay. If Reykjavik wins this, do we take them seriously? Upset
If
time.
Reykjavik wins this, do we take him seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, seriously for what? Like making the playoffs?
No, just in general. Because I still think that they've played nothing but soft teams to get their wins and nothing but tough teams to get their losses.
They lost to the Venom last game, right?
Yep, and then before that, they beat the Knights and the Hammerheads.
Yeah, I think that
Hold
I
on.
think the Venom loss said more about that team than the other
Ah,
two wins.
I know why there's something wrong. I know why the stats for the Dragons are all wrong. Something's up with the roster page. And I bet you I know
Got the
what it
wrong
is.
roster.
Nah, it's probably this. There it is.
Oh, it's loading in a extra column, so it's loading in a random roster. Yeah, I've done that before. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Hmm. That's that's different. Okay. All right. That's I can't remember what the Venom was, but I thought they were at least in the 80s there. Is that where all the is that where all the ad money goes to? Is a new desk for TLK to stream on?
gotta remove Toasty's hotkey about pressing delete because it just keeps throwing me off to mute.
Oh,
I need a
that's
better
weird.
hotkey. I'll talk to Toasty about it. Can you hear me now? Hello, Kobe from the Froby. Hello, All-Star. How is it going? Anyway, what I was saying is, what I really do love is that we've gotten to that point when I muted that Dust and I can just identify the problems in 3 seconds and fix them. It's kind of fun. And so the kick
Yeah.
is up. Carmichael Runt is now the kicker. He's got 65 kick power, which is a little bit better, but still
Okay.
not great. They need him in
Okay.
the portal, signed and updating.
As we need many of the league's members doing that.
Yep. Short pass to Frastazzle with a huge catch and run gets him to midfield. And this time Frastazzle's going
Oh,
to fumble
fumble.
it. Sky Rush picks it up.
Yep, we seen more fumbles in this Axis 21 than like ever.
Phil's got his money on the Frost Giants. No kicker means no wins. That's
All
fair.
right.
But
Well,
Maple takes it to the house. Quick score. By the
yep,
way,
the
Denver did
Maples.
update their play chart, their depth charts, and I also updated their uniforms. Maybe the
Nice.
uniforms was what they needed this whole time.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean having a depth chart and game planning. It's more important. I mean, you can't just throw anything in there and expect wins. It's not nearly as RNG anymore.
No.
I mean, it is, but you can
Only to a degree.
help the
You,
RNG, I guess,
you can modify your odds now.
a little bit. Yeah.
So
Except there was the one dev game I did when I think the 2 minute offense trumps stuff though
yes.
because because I think the Kings are on the 1 yard line and they're first in goal or first in short or first in close, whatever it is, under 3 yards is 100% run and they passed it.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think that
clock was ticking, so
right.
I'm guessing that's why they did it. But it was like it's like 1 yard out.
Runt is the kicker now. Yes, he has 65 kick power or 65 kick accuracy. I can't remember what. Brutus Maximus gets TFL, and it's 3rd and 10 for the Frosties.
Yeah, and that was just it was just poor timing in the off season with Crane recreating.
Oh, absolutely. He's even admitted that much. And so it's going to be a punt from
Oh,
Toxic Smoke.
almost like it was gonna get blocked.
Yeah, we've seen one punt block and one kick return this season for a touchdown. The punt block was just a regular punt block, but the kick return touchdown was pretty wild.
Yeah,
Overthrow by Willie Beeman.
that was wide open. That's not very characteristic.
No, I think, which is funny
There was a
because,
little pressure, but
ooh, there's a flag here. That's a hold. It's coming back. That
the
is,
post volleyball hold. Wow,
yeah,
that's
you
I don't
really,
know if I've seen that one.
I
And I
don't,
hate this. Like they need to change this so this is half the distance to goal. This is really bad.
well,
They're at the 13 and then they lost just a straight 10.
well, wouldn't it be half the distance to the goal if it's more than?
Less than if it's the opposite direction.
Yeah, that's true.
So it should have went to like the 6 or 6.5 or 7, whatever in that ballpark. Because
Uh,
that's not the way normal football. I mean, because if you're on the 11-yard line, like certain teams with certain kick power do when you field the ball generally, then a hold will get you all the way to the 1,
yeah, it's true.
and then you'll call a goal line formation.
Easy 2 points, I like to say.
I mean, it's happened a lot.
I know. Beeman gets sacked this time. Anna Kendrick, the linebacker. And look at that beautiful face, Jen. I don't know why it lists her as a tight end. Probably because I need to fix it in the portal.
Yeah.
Wide open, Henry Moore.
Oh, couldn't
Kobe from
quite
the
break
Froby, I
free.
know you're here.
Yeah, he
So,
was just good
if you're
catch.
there, look at that beautiful catch.
That was a long third down conversion. Third and
It
20.
really was.
Beeman getting the long balls, couple short ones to Wheel Turner earlier this drive.
Yeah.
End of the quarter already.
Denver's looking a lot more characteristically Denver this game.
Yeah, defense is there with that forced fumble early. That definitely shifted the momentum, and offense is looking good except there. Whoa.
Well, yeah, that's because they don't have Dayton Mack, and as we all know, Dayton Mack can read a defense.
True. But I mean, I guess Dayton Mack and Beeman have
Boderman with the pick.
I was gonna say equal number of super casual bowl appearances. But,
Um,
right.
as quarterback,
For the Dragons, I guess.
yes, but I think Mack has one more playoff berth.
Yeah.
No, actually, Beeman might.
Well, Mack, I guess twice. Once as a kicker, once as a quarterback, right?
Yeah, Beeman twice as a dragon, or no, maybe they're tied. Once as a dragon, once as a rush,
Yeah, something
and
like that.
nearly picked there. Instead, that's
There's
going to be deflected.
yeah, there's a lot of things that look like they should be interceptions that just aren't. It's very
I think that's something that they're
confusing.
looking at for 22.
See, and I wonder if they either overcorrected or it's just the result of the play isn't lining up with the animation. Like maybe it's actually supposed to be a deflection, but like there, that looks good.
Yeah, and that
But
one is a
like I
pick.
remember when 21 first launched, they had like it was like everything was an interception.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
it was awful. There would be 6 interception games from both quarterbacks.
those are fun,
Um,
especially when they were back to back to back to back to back
oh
interceptions.
yeah. I mean, they're fun if you're a defensive guy, which I am, so it's
Or if you're
fine.
in the
But like,
booth.
yeah, but it was not. I think that got fixed pretty quickly though, and I wonder if it either got overcorrected or.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm sure it did.
I mean, it's yeah. The end result seems more normal, but it's like the way they get there is kind of a head
Yep.
scratcher,
And
and that's a
Reykjavik
head
gets a
scratcher.
key stop though, as Adonis King can't get anywhere.
King's good receiver, but not maybe the right route.
Oof.
It's a negative one
They
yard
have
punt.
punted for -1 yards. Again, Dragons fans, if you're here in the booth, in chat listening, get Simo to create on Portal. Seriously,
Yeah,
it's kind
yep.
of important.
Punter of the year. Who's that player of the year?
Player of the year or punter of the year. Either one, I will take it.
Or just punt of the year?
Frastazzle gets the first.
Close first down.
It was
Just
really
got it.
close.
Sometimes I see some kind of interesting ball spots, but gave it to him there.
Derek Wildstar with the tackle for a loss.
Good old LBG. Sometimes you see him like lingering in the chat.
Occasionally, we've had him in the booth too. I need to get him
Yeah,
back.
yeah. I did the Pro Bowl with him in
Yeah,
S10. That was fun.
he's a great person to have in the booth.
Oh yeah.
He's also historically been my backup in the event I can't get any guest star for the booth, my go-to.
Yep. So we saw the catch from Caleb Boateng. We'll see if we see
Wow.
Devin, and there he is.
Speak of
All
the
right.
devil.
All right.
Boateng ties it up. Maybe.
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 I think it'll be all right.
They do it.
Right down the middle. No doubt about it. Why? Even not even a shadow of a doubt. Come on. Okay.
Absolutely. Hey, we've seen questionable kicking. So I
Yeah, we
just
have. And that questionable punt, kind of what set up the Frost Giants in good field position for that touchdown drive.
absolutely. Frost Giants win. I'd have to say right now their player of the game has to be Carmichael Runt. Which reminds me, I'm like 2 player of the weeks behind. Red Vents with a huge catch. I'll get them up
good,
tonight.
good pickup. You know, I feel like the Axis QBs never throw across the middle enough, and when they do, it's usually a good play.
Absolutely.
Unless it's a short across the middle, sometimes you get picked off by the DL
I
with the
mean,
55 catch.
yeah,
You know,
that's how God intended it.
well, we did see a DL interception in the AFC Championship game, I think.
Yeah, we did. I'm always a fan of a good DL pick.
Oh yeah. Oh, wide
Speaking
open.
across the middle, there's Dogwood Maple. Denver
Number 2
strikes back.
for 2 on the night for him.
Yeah, Maple season coming in
I think
strong.
only 2 catches, but 2 touchdowns, so, maximum efficiency.
Absolutely, and run to kick is good. Denver's up by 7.
See, that's the thing about the Dragons is when everything's set up right, I mean, kicker aside, they can strike pretty easily.
Oh yeah, this is kind of the. They're one of the few teams who I get that kicker and punter is going to make it a tougher fight for them. But if they just
They can
optimize
overcome it,
everything else, if they can say kicker schmicker and just still win.
right? I mean, at the end of the day, getting 6 points is better than 0 and 3 combined.
Right.
So,
And they can score from anywhere with anyone. They're just
yeah.
that good.
Yeah, with Maple and Adonis King, um,
Henry
Red
Moore,
Vance,
Wheel
Henry
Turner.
Moore, Will Turner. I mean, they all are fast and
Their
can
only
get up
weak
the field.
spot is their wide receiver 5, Body Miss Botterman.
Dang.
And even then,
I think that's about everyone's weak spot, so I guess it
it,
washes out.
yeah. I don't really think many people stay up late at night thinking about the 5th wide receiver versus the dime set.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Honestly, usually usually the Axis defense doesn't call a dime set anyway.
Yeah.
Like 5 receivers. Let's go with
6-2.
5-3, 6-2. I was looking at that the other day. I haven't tested it, but you know, s- how for defense you can call certain
Yeah.
like coverages and schemes, I guess you could say.
Yep.
Well, there are some of those don't exist in 6-2. So I was gonna,
Interesting.
yeah. So like, there's one like there's no cover 2 scheme in 6-2. So I was wondering if you did 100% 6 or cover 2 in a 6-2 situation, if it actually call it or what play it would call.
Absolutely. Uh,
King.
Probably, yeah. I don't understand this every team's strategy of leave the Hall of Fame bound tight end wide open and see what happens.
Yeah, not a good call. Be okay. I agree with you there.
It's just, it's one of those plays I just never understand.
Oh no, there's a competitive Access League streaming right now. Hopefully they don't steal all our viewers.
Oh no. Which league is it?
The best one ever.
Ah! That fun
Yep.
chestnut. It's still going. Proud of them.
Yeah, well, I don't think they save their videos,
No!
so we can't watch it. Like, oh, now or never.
Oh well.
How are we doing?
We're doing good. How about yourself?
Watching foot.
Oh, I was asking about my team, but yeah.
I mean, they're doing okay. Denver is Denver.
They scored once.
They scored once on a very bad punt from Carmichael Runt that actually lost them yards.
Wait,
And
punt return.
No, the
no,
punt went -1 yards. It didn't make it. The punt didn't make it to the line of scrimmage.
actually went
How?
backwards. Um,
Well, it didn't go backwards because the punter's like 15 yards behind the line. So,
and a bobble. But either way, it's kind of felt like Denver's been in control of most of this game.
turnovers have been the difference maker. DKF fumbled the ball, and then I think Jerry Riggs had a INT.
Yep. Although Willie Beeman had a pick as well, so it's only a one. It's only a one turnover difference. Deep bomb
But Dragons
downfield,
got the
wide
deep
open,
bomb
Dogwood
factor.
Maple to the house.
All
Number
right, I'm
3.
taking my leave of absence. Good night.
Good night. 173 yards, 5 receptions, 6 targets, 3 touchdowns.
Ow.
And it was
And a
bound to
fumble.
happen. It's high winds, dude.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I
4
mean,
touchdowns, pretty good still.
yeah, absolutely.
And with this kicker, 3 out of 4 extra points isn't too bad either.
Is it?
His chest fumbles or bobbles the pickup, and that's gonna
Although,
see when it's within 10 yards and it does a holding, it's gonna do half the distance. Brought that
huh.
up earlier, but
We have not seen as I think, and this is my hot take.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think the portal actually fixed something that was going wrong with discipline because
Oh,
we are not seeing anywhere near as many flags as we've normally seen.
yeah. That could be. I still see a lot of flags in my test, but I could have some old roster stuff. Discipline's based on the year you are, right?
Yes,
So that the older you are, the more disciplined you
I
are.
wonder if it's because of the 1-to-1 bot thing. Because our bots were our biggest
Oh, on the OL.
perpetrators. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave
That
was
could
right
be.
after all this time.
That our discipline's too low across the board.
Yeah, so basically there was no way to improve the bot discipline at a 50% rate
Sure.
because the formula was just funky.
So thought, because it seems well.
Wow, that was a bad
Oh,
throw from Beeman. Right to Botterman's hands.
55 catch Botterman coming down with it.
You love it.
It was a duck though,
It was a duck. There was no reason that that one shouldn't have been a pick.
and there's no reason that one shouldn't have been caught. That's a tough drop.
Yep.
But what about if, because it's a little bit unfair. I mean, I guess I get it. You know, the silverback gorilla gets the respect, right? But what if we did it to where it was based on your like activity check percentage? So the better you were about doing your activity check, the better discipline you were.
That's interesting. I don't hate that. I think
So
if
let's say, how long is the season? 8 weeks
all right, so
with the
it's
games and the off season and
yeah, I'm
everything.
doing the math in my head.
So let's say you have to do like 6 ACs every 8 weeks or something like that to have maximum discipline, whatever we deem it, 80 or something.
It's not a bad idea. I
And
think
then
right. I
I know
think
right now with the portal it's a little chaotic,
I think
but
Emidas will kill me if I propose that idea. The portal right now.
you can't read out a AC
Well,
count.
right now he's trying to fix something else, which is a little more pressing.
Ah, well, yeah, that doesn't have to be this second, but
Yeah,
it's just a way because it's like it's kind of sucky if you have a young team and you're just getting penalized all the time and you're already like not great. But like if you have a young active team, you
yeah.
know,
Well,
you hate to just be penalized all the time just because you're young, and it kind of gets you in a little. I mean, it's not like the penalties are egregious usually. It's
yeah, it is not like
okay,
most of the time, and a king
but
gets the first.
they can stack on each other. You know, with a
Oh,
like
absolutely.
holdings can be really tough to overcome sometimes, especially against like Twisters and Dragons defense.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. I think we definitely need to take a deeper dive into it. I'm not against it. I think honestly we'd have to figure out how easy that is for Emidas to do. It's kind of
Yeah.
the big question. And
Ooh.
Vents with a spin move touchdown just
Yeah,
makes a man look silly.
that was dirty.
That was cruel,
Is
cold, and
everyone
evil.
the Dragons a tight end?
I don't know, but
That's just the way that it. That's just the
Carmichael
way.
Rudd is now 0-2
Three
of
for
the
five.
last two.
Yeah.
Yes,
Dang. I haven't seen Odeon in the chat a little bit. Hopefully he's
he's celebrating.
liking the result a little bit better.
He's liking what he's seeing. Runs to kicker now. Yes, although
Yeah.
he is
Kind of
here
not as good as a normal kicker.
as we hit the fourth quarter. Fords and chatter, nah.
No.
Denver's
But
returning to Providence.
7 plus 33 is 4D. And I'm
Hey,
4D.
that's true.
Huh?
Ah,
Well, I'm not. I'm 26, but
I know what you meant. 4D chess. As Pogger steps out of
who
bounds.
is engaged
I
in the year
know. Mazel
and
tov to him.
his
Or
players
you,
on the
rather.
Dragons
Mazel
too.
tov to you.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Took a lot of work. Dragons are
Narwhal's
gonna get
Iceland's team again. I don't know. Speaking of Dust, what's
the.
our schedule for tomorrow?
I could pull it up here if I can get to it. I think. mean, they're all really good games. We have Narwhals, Vipers, Kings, Nightmare. So it's a
Ooh.
repeat of week 1, basically.
Is it always just going to cycle the same week?
No, there's some randomness thrown in there. Like
Okay.
that matchup will actually be the same one again on Saturday too.
Ah,
So
interesting.
so just so it wouldn't. There's no back to backs, I don't think. But just so it wouldn't perfectly oscillate, I guess I tried to
Yeah, no,
change it up a
that's
little bit.
fair.
Like,
I appreciate that because I was thinking, I'm like, we're
yeah,
doing
like,
three
oh, it's
weeks.
Monday.
I play three
It's
teams.
Tuesdays. Tuesdays we play the same team every Tuesday. Like, no,
Tuesdays we
it's
got the King. Thursdays it's the Vipers. And Saturdays
well,
it's the
make
Narwhals.
that would make things like some QB rotation stuff a little easier, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, that Narwhal's offense was really good
Yeah,
against the tough Nightmares team.
it's okay. I'm gonna fix things up.
Well, it's. I mean, I wasn't gonna tell you that's what the result was gonna be, TLK, but you know, that's the thing with the have a heavy blitz and you can't get, or when you rely
Yeah,
on
no,
pass rush
I think I
and you
know.
can't get to the QB.
I think I'm gonna give you two playbooks, one for not the narwhals and one for the narwhals.
Sounds good. I
Use
can't.
this one playing the narwhals, this one not playing the narwhals.
And that's 3 points off the board for missed PATs from Brunt.
Yeah, he's now the equivalent of one missed field goal.
It's all right, and it's because the Nightmares are still a young team, so just because they have a different playbook doesn't necessarily mean they can cover everything and anything. Like they still have they have to keep up on their updates just like everyone else,
Yeah.
right? So
Although,
it's not like it's a
did we just get both those players off waivers?
yeah.
Wow. Rig back to pass. Has Boateng.
Boateng's got a few catches here. I think that's Caleb's 4th one.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. Well, it will
What a
help
catch
update
from Chess! What a
Rothstein's got some.
catch!
Rothstein's got some weapons. It
I
will help
love.
the update though if we get people paid.
Yeah. I love how the Frostshine's offense is definitely materializing. I will say.
You know what's interesting? I talked about before with the aggressiveness. I think teams have uh, different play calling. If they're behind, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like I don't say pass it more, but they'll all different passes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're seeing from Reykjavik here, and then like I think the defense is also getting less aggressive, more of a bend not break. So they're allowing those five
They're playing a
yards,
lot more
15-yard.
prevent.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like real football.
Yeah.
I mean, most football teams aren't going to go heavy, you know,
Heavy blitz while
must
up
stop.
by 32.
Right, right. Must stop every 2-yard gain, when they're up by 32 points.
If they aren't dead, are we even trying?
Right. No mercy.
Cobra Kai. That was just thrown away. Rig has time, throws on the run as the pressure's coming, finds Frestazzle, and Reykjavik burned their second timeout.
Okay, 4th and 8.
They're going for it.
No cowards here.
DG would be so proud. Speaking of DG, do you know that we have over 500 scoregamis?
Did we hit that
We
last
hit the
game?
500 on Friday.
Nice. This one's kind of an odd score. 39. That's not probably too common of a point.
Yeah.
This might be a scoregami.
Lundman gets a huge first down run.
Yeah, they're gonna kneel out here.
Yep. And Denver wins 39-7.
Great game from Dogwood Maple. The passing attack was really good for Beeman, but credit to the Frost Giants for picking him off a couple times. It's definitely something to be happy about, getting turnovers.
Absolutely.
You liking the result, Odeon? A little bit better. I mean, again, the Frost Giants are just not as developed as the Dragons are, even if the Dragons don't have quite the same rosters they did in their, championship appearances, right?
I mean, it's still mostly intact. It's really regression that might be coming back after him. But realistically,
Yeah, yeah. But most of their regression's not going to affect their performance. It's kind of just keeping their longevity, I'd say.
Beeman, who's listed as a wide receiver for some ungodly reason, is your offensive player of the game.
All the
Boris
positions are
Sadagayev
wrong.
is your defensive player of the
Might
game.
that position might be right. Yeah, that
I
guy.
just want people to care. I get that. Apathy on a team is just miserable.
Yep.
There's apathy when you're losing, and that's okay. I actually think apathy is really useful when you're losing.
Yeah, it saves a lot of frustration.
Yeah, it's the. All right, on to our next game.
Losses hurt more when you're a winning team.
Yes, wins hurt more when you're a losing team. Wait,
I mean, I can just relate. Like it's just first season it was kind of forgettable for me.
right.
Um, and then the second season you go 10-4, but like it's like we lost in the playoffs first round to the Aliens. It's, even the 4 games we did lose, not like great because like we're doing well, but still losing a couple times. So still
that stings me to my core, but isn't wrong. Just think if we had Trevor Lawrence.
sometimes the Jets just think winning is lava.
I even when we win, we lose. Venom are the favorites. All right, our game for today. It is clear and high winds, dude. And where are we gonna play?
Silver Eagles at Venom.
I think we have to play here, even though I know we just played there.
Yeah, that works. That works.
Bird is greater.
Easy win?
Well, I
I don't
mean,
know
look
about
at
easy.
this. Phil's got a
Did
point.
we
The
look at the
Silver
odds?
Eagles. No. But here we go. I'm going to change it. Silver Eagles mascot has a snake in it. There's only one snake team.
Oh, yeah. Well, in the major, yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's just science.
Bird greater than snake. Burb, eat snack. All right, TLK, we're playing QB roulette. Geno Smith, Zach Wilson, or Sam Darnold. Who you got?
Oh, I'll take Wilson any day of those three.
Okay, now turn it back on me. Uh, Trevor Simeon, Paxton Lynch, or Drew Lock.
Oh no, I'm going to give you Brock Osweiler.
Oh, even better. Hey, won a playoff game though.
That's true.
Well, or did he get subbed out in the playoff game? I can't remember. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he didn't. I know he
Soften.
played. Manning got hurt, but
Ooh, nearly picked. I don't think he played a playoff game.
no, I think he played like the last 3 games of the regular season.
Or wait, I'll give you. You know what? We'll do quarterbacks that have won a playoff game for you. I'll only give you two. So you get Brock Osweiler, wide open Dokobasi. No, you don't get Dokobasi. Or Tim
Oh,
Tebow.
stop short. Osweiler or Tebow?
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know.
Menorahi
I
inches from the
I
goal.
I take neither.
No, you can't.
Dang. Well, I guess I'll take Tebow, even though I hated it
How did you hate Tebow Mania?
because
It's
it
so
didn't
fun.
work.
It beat the Steelers.
How many Super Bowls?
Eh.
Oh,
Menorahi
another.
stopped Kuan Dijo, and so they're going to bring out the kicking unit.
Oh boy, that was
Ven-
huge.
Venom's defense shows up when they need it to.
Oh, it almost blocked the field goal.
Wow. That would have been wild.
I wanted to see a 99-yard block field goal return.
You know what? That would have been it.
I mean, I will say about Tebow, the amount of respect he commanded for someone countering his run. I mean, there wasn't the only reason why like a play like the one against the Steelers to Demaryius Thomas, rest in peace. Like the only reason why that play works is because every NFL team put 8+ guys in the box.
Yeah. Hey, play to their weakness, not their strength.
But I will argue that Tim Tebow maybe wasted a championship caliber defense or
Oh,
two
absolutely. Sweet
because they
pea.
were always on the field.
Yes. And so,
I saw
despite the momentum that you think the Venom have, they just stall out.
see the Silver Eagles if they had that long bomb that just did not quite go the distance. It did go for speed,
It
but
did. But
um,
he was all
he
alone in
was
his
all
time of need.
well until the Venom guy tackled him. Dr. K, another big catch. Look at that stat line.
116 yards, two catches, three targets. Osweiler only got to playoff with the Texans. Aha!
Ah, yes.
So your options were Tebow or Tebow with this now quarterbacks.
Yeah. No, it's bad. I think Tebow is the only Denver quarterback to win a playoff game that's been drafted by Denver.
Oh,
Maybe Craig Morton. I can't remember. But that's
Jake
like
Plummer?
he was a Cardinal.
He was a. I always forgot he started as a Cardinal and then went to the Broncos, not the other way around.
Yep.
Jay Cutler?
Did he win? He never made it to the playoffs.
Wow.
Denver.
James Bond kick is up and good. Mexico City makes this a 6-0 lead. Okay, here we go. Silver Eagles are making the postseason.
Ooh. You know, because they played the Dragons pretty tough, but then
They
the
lost in
Dragons.
the overtime catch
Yeah.
for the Tebow play.
The walk off, right?
Tebow
First
walk
play.
off.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they played them tough, but the Dragons are. It just depends. Like right now, I think everything's so delicate. It like depends on your quantity of players in the portal and like their quality of updates at this point. And Silver Eagles actually have a good young core, so like they have more to gain from their updates, if that makes sense.
That does.
So I think they could. I just can't think of like who's out.
That's fair.
I
This
mean,
is
I
going to
guess
be a really tough
this is
season
This is
for a
actually a
lot of
pretty
teams.
pivotal early season. You could argue that I mean, that the winner of this game is in the driver's seat over the other for making the playoffs. Because the Venom lost to the Lions, I think, week 1. Then they beat the Frost Giants, and can't remember who they played before. I know they're sitting at for sure 1 loss, maybe 2.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who they played. I think they played the Lions
Well, yeah, that was week 1. I can't remember who it was,
week 2.
or if it was Frost Giants, but I could probably pull up the
Frost Giants
schedule.
was week 3. I know that because Frost Giants
Yeah, they
started
started out
2-0, and we're talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
how nobody put respect on their 2-0 season.
Right.
2-0 start.
I think they just need to go with the underdog season mentality. It seems to work pretty well.
I mean, it's what's been working for the Nightmares. We're #underdogs.
Right? Every game. It's been surprising.
Bring it on. I'll take those odds.
Bring it on. Mexico City with the ball back here.
They've
See if they
been
can.
pretty commanding, and Softens avoids the sack and finds doesn't know.
Softens is the slipperiest QB in the league. Mark my words. Him and Branson.
Yeah, I don't understand those two.
They like never go down.
I like how there's this random inexplicableness about certain quarterbacks that we can't speak to. Thank you for the sub, Toasty.
And even if you copy their speed with like an oxlong, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like,
There's just something.
you can copy everything and it doesn't matter.
It's the
Getting wrecked.
it's the inexplicableness.
I've literally done mirror matches,
Yeah.
with with everything changed except the QBs, and it
Just doesn't
does
matter.
happen. Uh, Jackson,
With the
Desmond
huge
Jackson,
pick. Waiting half an hour in line for a car wash. Oof.
dang toasty,
Mouse with a huge run.
shifty. Wow.
It's kind of like Martinelli. Martinelli and Mouse have similar stats. It's just like you can't tackle Martinelli, and I don't understand why.
Oh, I don't know. Watch week 5, and maybe you'll change your mind.
Maybe, but I believe in the pizza man.
Yeah, actually, so like last season,
Didn't Mouse want to play quarterback? Yes, he did.
yeah, yeah, somebody brought that up somewhere.
I don't know who and I don't know where. Wait, I do know, but I'm not speaking to that. Oh, right, I gotta start figuring out color rush weeks too. Which reminds me, Toasty, as team owner of Silver Eagles, I need your color rush colors. I need your color rush colors too, Dust. Are we just doing the wine for those? Or the golds? Golds, I think, are those.
Yeah, we do the golds. Yeah, let's keep it simple. The golds are nice too.
Black and purple. No! I'm vetoing that.
Well, they're like a gray and black scheme. That might look pretty cool.
Gray and black, absolutely. But I know what he's doing. He's doing black and purple because that's the Dragons and like 6 other teams.
There's
Dokobasi.
Dokabasi again.
What a rookie game. What a game for him.
Yeah, well, it made a big difference actually getting him in the right spot in the depth chart.
Oh, it made a big difference having a depth chart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna.
so the Venom lost to the Aliens in a tough one, 7-0. So the Venom are 1-2, but like they're the best 1-2 team.
Oh yeah.
And with more plays giving up like that, they're going to drop to 1-3. So I think you could see a situation where Mexico City sneaks in, whereas Venom earlier in the season we thought could make the playoff team, or a lot of us did. I thought they could, I guess, and they might fall out, with a few early season losses, but we'll see. Long season.
Hey, we've had it easy. I just hadn't posted it. Does me a lot of good, Toasty. Yeah, I'll post a color rush post tonight. I have some color rushes which I think are great. Like I don't think the Knights should switch off their Vice because those are just perfect.
Those
But
are nice. Yep.
and I actually have the Venoms already.
Unless you can get some other cleverly Bob Seegerd uniform.
Just black and just call them Night moves.
I'll have to think about that. Ooh,
Oh,
interception.
Gates is not having a day.
No, he's not. The running has been okay, but it hasn't carried them enough. No pun
Silver and white.
intended.
Okay, we can do that. We can do a silver color rush for the Silver Eagles. That's easy. I think I have all the parts. Which is just these jerseys. Change up some
Honestly,
of the
they
colors.
should have a Mexico flag.
Oh no. No, no, no. And it's coming back. Jackson with his second pick of the night.
The colors on the Mexico flag, like orange, green, and white.
Uh, green, red, and white.
Okay.
Orange, green, and white is Cote d'Ivoire or Ireland. Yeah, we can do that, Toasty. I'll send you a mock-up later tonight.
See if the Venom could capitalize on this turnover. They've got
This would have been a
3
perfect.
timeouts, but see, the thing is, well, we'll see what they do, because sometimes the AI gets really passive if they don't pick up a quick first down. They just run it on third. But
Well, they're
oh, it's
gonna
a
fumble
fumble.
it. So what the AI is going to do is on nothing, as
They're gonna
Dion's going to
punt.
get the sack and the forced fumble.
Not going for it, cowards.
I throw another ball in line, I'm going to lose my mind. Sir, we're ready to wash your car. No!
You trying to do, Toasty? Wash all that Minnesota salt off your vehicle?
Yeah, that's probably true. What
Whoa!
was that?
Just the ball just willed itself into the hands of Dokobasi.
Who has 205 yards and 5 receptions.
That might be some of the most yards I've seen without a touchdown.
Yeah.
This offense has got a really good yard per or yard per attempt average and just a really bad stat line otherwise. They don't salt the roads there. Yeah, you know, they could do it here, but it's like it's not going to melt if it's -10 for, you know, a consecutive week. It's not going to melt.
Yeah. Kuandijo will get this pick, and Toasty has officially lost his mind while waiting for a car wash. Wash.
Right?
I
Well,
can words. Gase short pass out to Mouse. I think
I'd say
that's
Warsh
Gase. Worsh.
or Warsh.
Worsh. Kerworsh. Yeah, we actually did
Oh,
wide open downfield.
thank you.
JQ.
He
He
had like
stops, but I
acceleration.
don't know if he's got it. He steps
Oh
out of
no!
bounds.
Time expired. Oh, the best play of the Venom of the game.
They will
Yeah,
start with the
Toasty,
ball,
you
so
did. I'm sorry, Toasty. You have 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions,
and yet,
and like a
despite it all,
33% completion.
it's not a game for Sophons to remember, and yet Gase is not playing much better. These high winds are screwing with both of the quarterbacks.
Right? Kind of reminds me of I think it was at Buffalo where like Josh Allen just in warm up tossed the ball straight up in the air and it like blew 10 yards.
Yeah,
Which I was thinking, you know, how you said like you could punt it backwards and like, well, I don't think you could punt it backwards, but I wondered if you could punt it high enough where the wind could take it backwards.
yeah, I'm sure you could.
Be kind of funny.
Jimmy G did
Jimmy G
that.
did that.
Wide open downfield. It's a pick!
Another interception.
Johnny Tsunami.
That 5 or 6 we've seen on the game today.
6. We have seen 6
Wow.
picks this game and 1 touchdown.
Wow. So I mean the Venom are still in this, but that interception is just
Costly.
bad.
They're both yeeting it a lot.
Yeah, that's really what you get with a over a 10-yard per attempt average, but
Both
3 interceptions.
punters are sitting on the sideline going, "Am I a joke to you?"
I mean, these QBs are basically punting it.
Did
On
did we mention that both quarterbacks take care of the ball before this game? No, we didn't,
don't
Toasty. That's the
I don't think we
wildest
did.
part.
No,
So the
we
highest
didn't jinx it.
interception game was where Toasty pointed out that Giannis Krustis and I forget who the other quarterback was.
Is it
Were like
Branson?
it was not Branson. I think it was Skylar Strobel.
Okay.
Were like the most. No, it was Snackback. Wallabies quarterback. IOC and Apache were the
Hachi.
two carefulest quarterbacks in terms of like throwing. Like neither of them gave up many picks. They were really protective. What would then proceed is one of the highest interception games that anyone had ever seen, including 4 touchdowns thrown in a row.
4 touchdowns or 4 interceptions?
4 interceptions. Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
I know what
interception,
you meant.
interception, interception, interception.
Wow.
And Toasty, myself, and Hoppy could not stop laughing and cackling in the booth while that was happening. Because it was just so stupid. Mouse gets the first.
Hey, Toasty, what's your OL speed? If you don't mind disclosing. I guess I could look it up if I were.
Gino
Don't remember.
Presto gets the sack and there's a fumble. But the OL dives on the ball. So it's 2nd and 14.
We'll
Yes.
set the, Silver Eagles up with good field position, but
OL is Hoppy. So his speed's actually probably decent.
is it copied over to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally all the same name and number. Which is why you'll see when they line up, it'll all have the same number OL.
Yeah, I get you.
In fact, Las Vegas is the only team with 2 OL.
Las Vegas or
Yeah, the Venom.
oh, interesting.
and
I don't think the speed's as
Dreyfus.
high as you think it is then.
Well, he's a linebacker.
uh,
Ooh, Dokobasi, who I think might be your offensive player of the game.
despite not having a touchdown. They
Yep.
might give it to Scotty doesn't know. He has the lone touchdown reception.
Montroy.
Montroy. All right. What do you think?
Fours in chat, everyone.
All right, force and chat.
We got a 2-score game, and with how both these quarterbacks are playing, the ball can turn over at any time.
Yeah. Oh, that's not what Softens wants to see.
And it's a fumble. Trench Warfare recovers it, but Greg Gase the fifth will get the sack. It's now 3rd and 20. Softened short pass to Montroy.
In field goal range. 57.
They're going for it.
Okay. Still makes it a 2-score game, but two. Oh gosh, this just gets closer and closer. Well, what do you think? 4 minutes, 3 timeouts. I mean, it's definitely not out of the question.
It's not. It's going to take a lot, and it would take Greg Gase to start playing like he hasn't been playing all game today.
Yeah. And I mean, really credit to the Silver Eagles defense too. They've been good.
They've been phenomenal. Both
They
these
haven't
defenses have played their absolute hearts out.
they haven't been getting as much pressure on Gase as Venom have been getting on Softens, but their pass coverage has been exceptional.
Absolutely. I don't think either of us would argue that a defense has been playing bad this game.
No, neither one really.
And they're going to punt. I think that's going to do it.
Yeah, that just burned about a minute of the clock and got them nowhere. Venom are gonna probably have to get a quick 3 and out or a turnover.
They're going
Which
to
I
need
think
something, which isn't out of the realm of possibility.
no, especially with why.
That
Oh man,
was...
Montroy just bailed out Softens so hard there.
He really did. Wide open downfield. No, there was a Venom that was blending in with the end zone. I lied.
Oh, yeah, that'll happen. That's it. Make their jerseys black and purple so they stand out.
No more black and purple. Just have a black and purple game. Actually, when the aliens play the Dragons next, neither team is allowed to wear purple.
Oh, that's funny.
The winner will take the title of the purple team.
So wait, do they have like do the aliens have like an all like silver and green
They
jersey
have it
or
all
something?
green.
Okay, yeah, that's right. And do like a all dragons like black and yellow one.
Yeah. I have the red and I have the black, red, and yellow. So often do you give me gray hair?
I think we should change Tosi's face gen to softens with gray hair
Just
now.
old man softens.
Old man softened face gen.
I did that. So when my first PBE player, like how like you have like those sometimes not like custom face gens, but just like a standard one they create. I'm like,
Yeah,
do the
that shows
exact
up
same
in
thing.
actual. Yeah, that
Yeah,
shows up in OOTP in the index there.
I had the sexy mutton chops,
Oh,
which
nice.
yeah, phenomenal. I should get into the Hall of Fame solely on those mutton chops alone. But I said for my final season, I need them to be gray because he's old man Koufax now.
How much chops would mutton chop if a mutton chop could
Good
chop mutton?
chops. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think I executed that one right.
It's okay. I knew what you were going for.
But speaking of execution, great defensive execution by both teams and the Silver Eagles. See that segue there? That's why I'm a real professional, TLK.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
As opposed to me,
But
who's just a fake professional.
And is this the first time the Venom have been in the red zone?
Technically, no, but also yes.
Oh, they had that play.
But it might be too little too late.
All 3 timeouts burned for the Venom now. Down by 3 scores. Not liking their odds.
Waterman gets that one, and it's 3rd and 1.
Come on, Botterman. You got to juke spin move into the end zone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll get cut.
And then they'll just replace you with another Waterman.
But they might be better.
They might be. They might be worse.
4th and 1. We'll see if Venom can get some points on the board. Got the...
No!
He
You're going to
had the
get shut
fullback.
up. Shut out. Don't shut up.
Shut up.
Shh. I'm good at this. I'm a real professional.
Yeah, I thought you were the fake professional. I was the real one.
Yeah, I'm the fake professional, and it shows. And it's sacked for
they're
the
on the
safety.
board! This was the strategy all along.
The whole plan. Now they're only down by
only-
17, which
Right,
doesn't
right.
do them any good.
No, because that's still 3 scores.
So it's really simple. All they need is just 2 quick touchdowns, an onside kick, and then a deep bomb and a field goal to win, all in the span of 46 seconds.
Sure.
And that's not how you do it.
Past the line of scrimmage.
Both the play and the execution.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing I've noticed with the play calling is that I think, it's like, okay, 1st down, and if you want to be conservative and you'd say, okay, I want to pass it short 100% of the time, well, that means passing it short 100% of the time. And if you don't have any long or medium passes in there, even if they're in a small percentage, when you're in a situation like this, not that this is a winnable game for the Venom, but
yeah,
if it was, then it's not gonna all the best plays.
See, there was the spin move he needed a little while ago.
Yeah, that was it. That was the
play.
There.
Instead, they get 2 on the board.
Ace gets
I thought you were the real professional.
Hey, real professionals make real mistakes. How about that?
So are my mistakes just fake mistakes?
Yep.
It goes well, LBG. How about for yourself?
Hey, you missed the Dragons game earlier.
You had a huge... Was it a sack, a pick? I don't remember what he did.
He did something.
He did something.
Called his name out, then talked about how great LBG was. And
yeah.
And I said he was going to... Sometimes lurks in the chat, and here he be.
Speak of the devil. And it's a fumble. Dramati Webster, take it to the house.
I want to see a 99 OL take it all the way to the house.
And would you believe... Dokobasi
called it.
I did. Dion, of course, is your defensive player of the game. We're on to game number 3, which I think is actually a really good one.
Yes.
Flamingos Wallabies. So, you know the news, but I don't think anyone else does.
I know the news.
You do know the news. A player has been created and is signed to his team. It's big news.
What news is that?
Well, it would be the OL for the Wallabies.
Oh, that news. Okay. Because I looked at the portal?
Yeah.
Oh. The same thing that everyone has access to?
Yeah. But you messaged me about it.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew you knew.
I didn't see if he actually got on the team yet.
He did. It helps when you're the GM, and so I gave him GM permissions really quickly.
Okay, that's a pretty smooth transition.
He's always been the GM.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, I did the same thing. It's like, oh, offer contract. Oh, notification. Oh, accept contract.
Right.
Doing business with you. Yes, also with you.
He negotiated very strongly with himself.
Both parties had a lot of issues to work out, but we came to some common ground.
New Zealand is the underdog this game.
Underdog season.
Underdog season. Although I think we're still in very much the #dominant mindset.
So, just to mentioned last game, that's gonna move the Venom down to 1-3, with their only win coming against the Frost Giants. So that's kind of a tough. But they've had a tough stretch. I mean, you play the Lions, and then I mean,
Yeah.
the Aliens, who they got shut out by, and then they nearly got shut out by the Silver Eagles. I guess you could argue they didn't score a point offensively. They didn't.
I mean, the one
So
advantage they have is their division is much easier to win.
yes,
All right, what's our weather for this game?
but they still have the Aliens in that division,
That's true, and the
and they've
aliens
lost to them once already.
and the aliens look potent.
Yep,
All right, so let's do this. I think we should get a prediction for this game.
totally agree.
What should our prediction be?
Over under football.
But for real.
Okay.
Phil created one. Will the Wallabies even score? Lol. You know what? That's fine. I'm going to allow it. Go vote if you want.
Thanks, Phil. I'm gonna vote in on this one. Hold on, I gotta pull up.
I'm going to grab my
Yeah,
water.
pull
I'll
up
be
the
right
Twitch.
back.
All right. Oh, we got an ad. This is lame. How long is the prediction for? No. Okay.
I'm going to keep my points. I love it.
I'm just gonna say 5,000 on no.
All right. I'm actually going to I'd put it on yes, but I can't bet. So it's okay.
Dang. I'm the only one who voted. No.
You're about to lose all your points.
No, I'm the only one who voted. Period.
You're about to lose all your points.
Oh, is it just gonna go into oblivion?
Yup.
No refund. Dang.
No refunds.
I was giving everyone free points by saying no.
I know. I'm like, this is the easiest yes I would ever take in my life.
Come on, Hammerhead's GM. This is. Come on, man.
Oof.
Oh, but it's looking
Vasquez.
good. No is looking good. Second play of the game.
Oy. Noble gets 8.
Goes almost in Pablo range. Well,
I think they're in Pablo range.
62-yarder.
He can do that. He doesn't have to because Corey Williams is going to get him much closer.
Nice catch, Corey Williams.
Ooh,
It looks like a Hail Mary. I wonder if like certain teams have certain formations called and that like doesn't have a good long pass pattern, so they just call a Hail Mary.
I don't know.
That Noble run doesn't go far.
This one doesn't
Even just
either.
That one goes less far.
C-Rab misses it, and Frylock will get him.
Hey, that's their rookie.
That is their rookie.
Part of that Binaries championship team.
Absolutely. And Williams is stopped short.
Ooh,
Fourth and
good
2.
open field tackle. Good open field tackle by Wallabies. Gonna force a field goal. Which, I mean, honestly, Pryor probably doesn't even want to see a touchdown, so this is a perfect scenario.
Ooh, barely good, but Pablo makes it.
Mingo's up early, 3-0.
All right, so we were talking earlier about if the Silver Eagles can sneak in. If the Flamingos continue with their pretty good start.
Yep.
Do you see them sneaking in?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the standings right now, if you can tell. And
I can. I've got one screen that's got the game up.
Oh. Well, you're on the schedule page.
That's fair. I always have it open.
So right now they have inverted records, right? Mingo's ender is 2-1, Wallabies 1-2, and I think a win here for the Mingos puts them at 3-1, which is tied for the Silver Eagles record, and would put them in the driver's seat for a postseason berth.
That's fair.
And then you could see, I mean, if the playoffs started tomorrow, you could see Lions, Twisters, Silver Eagles, Dragons, Mingos, and Aliens.
That's a good group.
That's a tough playoff group, yeah.
Yeah.
3 of those coming out of the same division.
Lions Riverboat with that huge sack, making this now 3rd and 20. Morris has time, throwing it deep. Ooh,
Well covered.
well covered indeed.
Usually those one-on-ones are favoring the wide receiver, but clamp down. And it's gonna be a touchback.
A little too much
Sometimes,
power from the punt god.
yeah, well, the ball never stops rolling either. But
Right, but
I
sometimes
learned
it
that with,
rolls slower.
I don't know. Sometimes it rolls to the moon, but
Yeah,
that was a pretty memorable moment.
that was.
Except for the fact that I had to resend the entire game. Literally, like at the end of the game, and Terrell
Wow!
Brewer burning by everyone.
They just left him open.
The DB was he was an astronaut orbiting Uranus.
Yeah, seriously. The Pink Bird Gang is leading by 2 scores.
It's not a field goal, but I'm sure Pryor will accept it.
Downside of rushing the QB against a dominant OL. Well, Phil, if you haven't heard, the Wallabies have a human OL now.
Whoa. And
And it's
it's
the
holding
one
up
that
well. Like Morris has time
Ekisu!
and ooh,
And Dust loses all his points.
damn. It was almost as if this was inevitable.
And Phil has already paid it out.
Who bet 10?
They got all your points!
Love it.
That's amazing.
Wait, who's the person who bet 10? You can see the winner, right?
I think I can. Let's
Is it
see.
Tater or someone?
Summary. It's gonna pop out the summary, but let's
Oh
see.
boy. I don't know what's going on now.
I'm gonna hide this. Oh, okay, that's Martinelli. Martinelli just took all your channel
Martinelli
points.
did?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good cause then. I'm okay with
Oh,
that.
I was gonna say, are you cutting him now or are you waiting until after the game? Fix the depth chart right now. Botterman.
Yeah, yeah. Put Martinelli at fullback 2.
Oof, a fate worse than death.
Ooh, triple coverage. Risky throw there by,
We're still young and it's showing.
yeah, maybe stayed under Strobel one too many seasons. Picked up too many bad habits.
Watching Strobel on the sidelines thinking, that's a strategy.
Triple coverage, someone's there.
Just throw it to Marvin Jett. That's what I always did. Marvin Jett hasn't played in the
Martinelli
league
already
in
has a
years.
great face gen, and an interception from McMorris.
Speaking of people with great face gens, the truth.
The truth. We don't. Oh,
So
Noble in
Thomas
open space.
Noble will get good run there.
It's a very short second and 3. Almost looks like a second and 2 to me, but
2nd and 2 with a couple of inches.
with a couple inches. But
They
doesn't
round up.
matter. Doesn't matter. Another first down from Noble. Got a couple good runs.
He's had
Love
some
to see
great
the
runs.
running game. Itch.
And another great run from Noble the second.
These 7 and 8 yard pickups are bludgeoning Wallabies
Absolutely.
D.
He's averaging
Now
close to 5 yards a
in
carry.
the pistol, surprisingly, it wasn't a direct snap to the running back.
I don't think those exist.
Well, no, they don't. But sometimes in pistol formations, when it's a run, it just goes straight to the running back. It's kind of weird. Ooh, questionable third down run.
I mean, he was averaging close to 5, he needed 4. I would have gone for it by statistics.
That's not statistics would tell you.
Well, 2 times if you run it, if he's going 5 yards, he'll get 10 yards.
Yeah, but that's the average. You have to look at
The individuals.
more than just. You have to look at more than average.
I think we have
Because actually, I mean, well, maybe not as good as you think.
It's not. No. As McDonald will get the first. think
And there's a little bit more variability than, it's a lot different running it on 3rd and 4 than it is on 1st and 10
I,
defensively.
absolutely. Phil's asking, did we just run it 6 times in a row? I think he did.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it worked a few times.
Yeah.
I thought you just wanted field goals prior. What you want touchdowns?
Yeah, but he wants field goals from everyone.
Oh, well, you both have a touchdown, so they cancel out. So it's really like a 6-0 game. Think of it like that.
As Exasup when it's not my team.
Oh, oh, okay.
Well, at least he's honest about where he stands.
Hey, I mean, I agree with you. I can't, disagree. I don't think any owner GM would disagree
I don't know.
unless you're like the S9 aliens.
Chuck Finn teams to death.
Might as well.
Classic. As Mickey Mouse gets a short gain, it's 3rd and 6.
So the Wallabies with a 3rd and medium now, and they got a wide open
Colt
Remington
Remington Wellington has beat his man and made him pay.
CRW.
And as you like to
Wallabies.
say, as just like that, the Wallabies have taken the lead.
I say that?
You start with a lot of your sentences with just like that.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, it's really fun.
Hmm.
The random stuff it's really interesting listening to other people in the booth.
Yeah, you pick up on their quirks.
It's so fun. And it's not a knock on you, by the way. Like,
Yeah,
don't
no,
change anything you're doing.
everyone's kind of got their things. There's other stuff I do, and I know I do it. I just can't stop it.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm trying to think of another example, but
like Phil says, and I quote, here's the thing, like, before he starts
yep,
anything.
yeah,
I know I have mine too. I can't identify what they are. Someone will have to tell them to me. But yeah.
yeah, I'm having a brain fart, and I can't think of them.
Error with a quick release to Corey
Oh,
Williams. What a play.
that could have busted open big if that defender wasn't there.
Absolutely.
Close to midfield. Error with
50
time.
seconds to go. They've got to get about 7 yards to at least be in Pablo's range. They can take the lead going into a tunnel.
And they would have had it after that last play, but that was just a tough drop. Error hit hard.
Fat hack. It's going to be 3rd and 19 now.
I'm guessing the Bingos are just going to run it.
I don't know. I can see a deep bomb here. It's an offsides. It's going to be accepted.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the 0-point glitch? Speaking of penalties.
No, I didn't.
So you know the 2-point glitch, right?
Yeah.
Think of it like that, but instead of getting 2 points, you get 0 points.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah, it's a wonderful one.
Speaking
And
of
what
great,
a punt!
oh my goodness.
That could have been exactly what they wanted right there.
This is the strategy. They're going to go up by 1 with a safety.
You know what? I'm here for this.
McMorris with time, though.
And just overthrows it. The pressure got to him.
Had a lot of coverage there, too. I don't think that play was turning out well either way.
No.
That was probably the best case scenario.
Rushing 5, 1 breaks free. Exis Oop gets it. What a circus catch.
Oop had the touchdown earlier. I wonder if the Wallabies are going to, how aggressive, or if they're just going to run it. Oh, they're throwing it. All right, let's see it.
Oop again.
Oop again.
Flies out of bounds, but the clock keeps running because it's a tackle, so that's going to end the half.
What a ball game. You called it earlier, TLK.
I said it's going to be good.
Probably should have did a real prediction like who will win, but,
I like Phil's prediction.
I do too. It's just like, we probably could have saved that for like a Wallabies Frost Giants game or something like that, or like maybe not that one, but
No, because I think because the problem is like if we do it on a game like Knights Lions tonight,
yeah,
that would just be disheartening. Whereas this one's
right.
Phil doing trash talk in the form of prediction. I'm here for it. That is what it feels like, Phil. I will agree with that. They're not rushing many linebackers. They're playing a lot of. And you know what? Credit to the Flamingos defense though. It's actually working. They're playing one of I wonder if Toasty has this, and I'll ask him later when he's got the Dev League stats up to date.
Mhm.
If he's doing see, the problem is we don't capture things like pressures or blitzes
Right.
attempted, and I really think that would be cool. I mean, in theory, we could do it. I could run a game log. Ooh,
Like QB hurries, right? Is what you're looking for.
no, so not even that. I want to see which defenses are the most aggressive because I don't think the Flamingos are an aggressive defense. They're and watch this play and I'll break it down because it's really cool. They're going to line up four and they're not
Yeah,
going to
they'll drop
send
like
in
everyone back, but two. They're
or not this
oh
time
well.
because Willoughby
Well,
the
a
sheep will get
different
it.
distance. If it's maybe third and long, that's what they seem to do. Is they'll drop like 9 people in coverage.
Yeah. So I wonder like if we were to look at sort of ignoring success rate, ignoring failure rate, just sort of seeing how many times a team blitzes.
I
If we
mean,
assume they play
aren't
a
you overcomplicating it? Don't why not just look at the play calling?
well, yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Just look at the game log.
No, I mean like the actual play
Oh,
calling
yeah, I could do
submitted.
that. Well, because teams change their play calling.
Yeah, yeah, I guess some of them. I haven't seen the Mingos change much.
No, that's true. But I don't think the Mingos blitz much.
Yeah, that's kind of showing in this game.
I
You know,
mean,
McMorris has had a lot more time than his counterpart in error.
well, to be fair, if you go in thinking they don't have an OL who, granted, was signed hours ago, like this morning, you
Yep.
go, we don't need to rush more than four. Why
Oh, I
change?
would. I wouldn't think that. I'd think the exact opposite. You don't have an OL, I'd rush more.
Why the 55 bots can't survive anyway?
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's more guaranteed.
That's true.
There's more variability if you get
Play their
more
weakness, not their
time.
strength, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like because actually, if they're a better O line, I'd almost want to rush less because there's no point. Then you're just taking yourself out of pass coverage position.
Yeah, that's a good
I'd
point.
actually. Yeah, it's kind of like the whole World War II airplane thing with the bullets,
That's
holes,
absolutely.
stuff like that.
Absolutely. And the Flamingos take the lead with a Pablo 58-yarder.
Nice kick
Great kick.
and a great game. Almost a
Phenomenal
minute left
game.
in the quarter, and Wallaby's gonna get the ball back.
That is the kicker difference. I mean, both of these teams do have great kickers.
Yeah, duck football's a good kicker too.
Pablo, I think, is probably the next generation of great kickers, but. And it's a pick by the truth. Second pick of the night.
Nice job. Let's see if they. Oh man, really?
I love that
Wanted to
face,
see the
Jen.
highlight. Oh, wanted to see the player profile and face gen and everything.
I'm sure we'll see it in the end of game thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was one of the things I did put on my wish list, which is show the face next to the player next time.
Romero. I think that's Romero the third's first catch.
Of the night, yeah. Yeah,
Three
three
for sure.
picks.
Yeah. Who had the other one?
Uh, ooh. It
There's
was
Cawthon's first catch, I think, too.
Cawthon's first catch, absolutely. And let's get some
And
fours in chat.
absolutely, fours in chat, spam it up. I don't remember who got the first. Is it only two? Is it just two with the truth?
No, there was one at the beginning. I just don't remember who it was.
It wasn't Vaughn.
It wasn't Vaughn. It wasn't. I think it was a linebacker. Was it Weston East? Weston East got a sack. Might have been Weston. No, it wasn't Weston East.
Oh, that doesn't sound right.
Wasn't Matthew Edwards plays for the Dragons now? God, this is gonna bother me.
Noble waltzes in though for the touchdown.
Absolutely.
Was it Riverboat?
Play was ended incomplete. Control the ball. Rafael, no. Yeah, Rafael Vasquez.
He's a wide receiver.
Well, he switched
Did they
to.
switch him?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
switched. I just got him.
Sneaky. I mean, he's like that on the portal too. I just didn't think of it, like, because he
Yeah,
was from Dev League and the Narwhals last season. I just thought of him as a wide receiver.
absolutely.
Play action, my second least favorite thing. 3.
You're getting some sort of trouble for not blitzing. Absolutely. As that one's nearly picked again. It's defense is absolutely a give and take. You play the blitz, you hope to get to the quarterback, make them make mistakes, or you just rely on your coverage. And honestly, the Flamingos have the coverage to do that. Uber
Yeah,
Castle nearly makes 2 people miss.
it's just it's kind of a argument over which one's more consistent. Is it more consistent to blitz heavy and just force the QB to throw the ball away or sack them and force long yardage situations, or is it more consistent to drop a ton of people back in coverage and rely on your front 3 or 4 to you know create any pressure?
Absolutely. Thomas Noble has passed the 50-yard mark on
So it's
rushing.
a 9-point game here, but the Ingos go 3 and out, giving the ball back to the Wallabies.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, Wallabies with all 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning, plenty of time to get back ahead. But this one might be. This one might.
Ooh,
That's dangerous. Sometimes the returner goes back and picks it up, and
yeah.
it turns into a not good play.
It turns into making that an 11-point game. Ooh,
Double
he had a man
coverage.
deep and he just went with the wrong read. Colt Remington
Yeah,
Wellington out to the side was wide open.
yeah. Maybe a
And
game to
that time
forget
he's
from Nick
blitzed.
Morris.
West and East.
That D line came quick.
Sure did.
3rd and long. Pressure got there, but
All right, now here's the question. Do you keep your offense out here or do you punt? They're keeping him out there. It's the right call.
I don't know about that.
I mean, you've got 3 minutes left to go. You're not banking on seeing it again.
Yeah,
That's a
I
bad
guess
throw, though, so it's going to not matter.
the Mingos are going to be in really easy field position.
Yeah, there's not really a good choice there.
If you trust your defense, you punt it, but yeah. Hi, Toasty.
Hello, Toasty. How's it going?
Hello.
How you doing?
You get your car all scrubbed up?
Yep.
Good.
And got McDonald's.
Which? Your what?
And got
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Oh, nice. What'd you get?
I got a.
Williams seals it.
Did you get a McFlurry?
No.
Machine was probably broke.
No, the stat bots work. Wait, is the stat bot working?
No.
Oh, yeah, no, the machine's not working.
I wasn't even going for that TLK. You took that one there. I wasn't going to twist the knife. I was just making fun of McDonald's.
Toasty would be disappointed if I didn't.
I would never make fun of Toasty.
I would never make...
And his
Toasty
bot.
knows I love him. This is why I make fun of him.
My bot is being difficult.
Yeah, do you want me just to handle the Dev League stats?
No, I can do it. I just. I'll do it right now.
Okay, because I'm happy to do it and just take that weight off you.
I've just been busy today.
Don't doubt that.
I think maybe next time for charity, what we'll have to do is make Toasty read all of his Discord messages about the bot and recite them on stream. Like, here, I'll just do an example one from today because it's fresh in my head. Let's see. All right, here we go. Oh, this is yesterday, sorry. From Toasty, yesterday, 5:22 p.m. You fucking bitch ass bot, quit with the double. See, I think if we just compiled all of those
I,
and
I
just read them on stream, that would be
Even the
quite
one,
the content.
even the ones I speak out loud.
yes.
Well, that one might be a little harder to document, but if you remember them, go ahead.
It's a lot of that.
It's a lot of that.
And another coffin. Did we just say that at the exact same time, the exact same way, with the exact same cadence?
Pretty much.
Yep.
I guess you're 4D now.
I mean, I've always been Chess's clone. Colt Remington Wellington with a great catch downfield, but might be too little too late.
We're all
Might.
figments of TLK's imagination.
Right? Or
So,
TLK's O-line clones, basically.
so I have a funny story about this. So if you guys remember when we had the 4 teams in the All-Star game that one season, so there was a player by the name of Logan Noble in the ISFL. So Time Consumer's team was the Nobles. Nearly picked there. Wallabies player deflected it.
Oh, I think I know where this is going.
And so Time Consumer wrote a entire point task of how we were all figments of, and Spider Web with another pick. The truth might, that's 5 picks for the Fort Lauderdale defense.
Just give the game ball to the whole defense.
Seriously.
I think I remember reading this PT now.
Yeah. So anyway, I put it on the uniform. So I'll find it
Wait,
for
you
you.
put the PT on the uniform?
I put his PT answer on the uniform, yes. So we are all figments of prisoner whatever number, also known as Logan Noble. There's the truth and there's the face gem.
All right.
See, you got to give him a backstory, though, too.
Noble, I don't even know how to describe this guy. He was a member of head office when they first started, got banned for skimming TPE off the top, then made a multi, got banned again, and his multi, made a return tour, made another multi, got banned. Like, this dude was wild.
Dang.
Alright.
Which Canadian city was he from?
Saskatoon, which is why whenever you
Yep.
see a Saskatoon hosted event, you know where it's based.
Rush
Russia.
that alien spotlight
This should be fun.
for a team.
Oh, is this that stream? Is this one of those streams?
It's one of those streams.
Oh, fun.
Well, except for the last couple games. But now it's going to get
one
of
ugly.
those streams.
There were 2 good games, and I did them already. There were 2 good games on paper.
I think the Silver Eagles Venom game was actually closer than the score indicated.
Yeah, absolutely. I figured that one was going to be more lopsided than the one before it. Roswell is our favorites, our weather for today.
If softens will softens, softens will soften.
Yep.
Well, Gase didn't do much to help their effort either. Laser might need to revisit the game planning there, because it's like they have talent. They can definitely win.
Are they back to toting the rock every like they were last season?
Not quite as much, no. Mouse is not running as much as what's his name? I should know this.
Arnold?
Good Fortune Coffee, and I'm just forgetting his player's name.
Fuzzy Dotson.
Fuzzy. Yep.
Legendary
Silver Eagle,
Aztecs
right? Oh.
fullback.
Yeah, he wasn't ever a Silver Eagle.
Yeah. Hello, Bongo. How is it going?
Oh.
And so the rush will start with the ball.
Rainy day in the desert.
You gotta love it.
Sometimes they get those cloud bursts, you know.
Yeah.
It's actually fuel from the rocket.
Rocket fuel can't melt footballs.
I see what you did there.
I try.
but I think it could if you wanted to test it. But I mean, dude, yeah,
Hand Thunderball with nowhere to go. David Vent, make sure of that.
David
He's
Vent
retiring after the season, isn't he?
He is. David Vent 2 has
is.
already been created. Oh, that reminds me. Don't forget to put the 2 in.
Yeah, I know.
And there's a pick. Ronan Rambo.
Yes, you will break the career stat of Ace if you don't.
Well, only when he's called up. I don't think it'll affect him this season in the Curse
No,
database.
not this season. No.
Yeah. Well, next season will be fine because if he's not in
Is there
Portal, he's not going to
Dev League
get any
career
stats.
stats?
What?
Is there Dev League career stats?
No.
We don't have
No.
a Dev League Curse database.
No.
I think the answer is that's a lot of work for very little payoff.
Right. I would agree with that.
Wide open downfield, overthrown.
Already 4th down, so the Rush make a stand.
They do.
The Rush are kind of sneaky.
Ooh, that was nearly blocked.
That the HO bias keeps them, definitely in contention.
Absolutely. Well, that's why I always have there's 6 spots, but only 5 teams can make the postseason. Unless we're all head office here, so we're all rooting for the Rush, of course.
Of course. All I see is a score of 3 for Roswell, and then a 0 with a number we might throw in front of that 0 at the end of the game.
Roswell just has to make up an 80-point deficit. It's very simple.
Like, oh well, 13. Actually 13 to 30. You just can't see it yet.
Yeah, just hasn't happened.
This is all pre-recorded.
Yep.
No, the Rush is the only pre-recorded game. Everything else is live.
Yeah, we actually used the previous season Pro Bowl rosters and just changed the names.
It's wild.
Speaking of Pro Bowl, do we know how the Cross League Pro Bowl went?
No, because I never got any of the files from anyone.
I sent Darkness the ISFL and
Right,
Super
but then I never
Casual.
got the file to run. I never got the IS. Does that have the ISFL teams I can just convert?
Oh, let me send it to you.
Okay.
Actually,
And then I still need EFLs, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Do I need to yell at Darkness?
No.
no.
Okay.
Toasty is the one you need to yell at.
Toasty, how could you? You're not busy enough.
Toasty, what do you do?
No, I know you're super crazy busy. It's fine. Like, I still have to pay out the money that I pledged to donate, so I gotta do that this week. I'm behind
Shame
on
on you,
things.
TLK.
I know. I've also, I've got an infographic I have to have done by next Wednesday.
Oh,
Because we hit
there
our...
was an access patch.
Yes. If Toast
The
ain't busy enough, he can work
time
with me.
management one.
The which one?
The clock management, time management one.
Yeah, which we still don't know what has changed. Because Danny said it was like all edge cases, and I'm like, that doesn't help me.
Yeah.
Because we are the edge cases.
I think we find a way to find things that don't encounter 90% of the Axis player game
Yeah.
base or whatever customer base. I guess is
Yeah.
the right word.
What do you mean their deals are 99 speed? They're not ready for this level of anarchy.
But I think that seeing all the PvP or the
We are the
PvP
1%.
seeing all the spectate games and everything like that, NPC versus NPC and everything, it's like I guess I never went back and tried to stack my roster with all speed just to see what the hell would happen
Right?
in like a regular Axis franchise mode. I haven't played a regular Axis franchise mode in forever because every time I'm on Axis, it's to stream devilish
Yup.
stuff. It's like, oh, you've got 300, or not 300, like you got like 50 some hours in Axis. It's like, yeah, well, I don't actually play it really.
TBC says it's still so close as Salami Lid will get the
Oh,
touchdown.
TVC might have just jinxed that. But I mean, 10-0 isn't very
Look, if
lopsided.
you're in a rush, you look at the score, you go, we've held them to 3 points in the first quarter off a pick. Our defense has been playing well. Yes, our offense isn't going to show up. This is also Roswell. This isn't like a team that has been anything but like,
A perennial playoff.
yeah, they've been
team.
the model team for excellence.
Yeah, I remember it was S10, and I think we played the Aliens, and we scored a touchdown right away, make it 7-0, like, and then never scored again, and then the Aliens kicked 5 field goals to beat us.
Yeah. Like, there's a...
But that's like that's a victory in a lot of ways. Like we didn't let them score a touchdown. Like yeah, they kicked field goals and got field position and stomped us on defense after one big play. But like pretty good still.
Oh, the white guy in TVC, since you're here, I'm going to make a post later for I need color rush uniforms. Yay. No, so what was I saying before this, though? Crap, there was something that was on my mind.
When isn't there something on your mind?
There's always something on my mind. And we are the edge case for Access. But there was something Access related. I'm trying to remember what it was. Couldn't have been that important. As Clifford Wilson gets a huge run there for a first down. You do not need to make it. I can make it. You just got to tell me colors. Right now, the current one I have for you is black. It's actually really cool looking, so I'll send it to you after the stream. Don't let me forget, so you can see it. And then if we need to revise it, change it, modify it, change the colors, do anything, we can totally do it. Oh no, we have a branding team to make it. I don't rely on people to make stuff. That's what I got a team for.
Which
Oh,
you do
Do the Hammerheads
90%
have like
make.
do the Hammerheads like have an all white or majority white, like a white shark?
no, they have a
Like
black.
white shark color.
It's beautiful. As
Like
Jaleel Hakeem,
Ooh,
nice interception in the
great pick. No, the infographic, because we have next Wednesday is our 2-year anniversary.
Wow.
The SCFSL turns 2 in a little over a week. That's wild.
I wish I was 2 again.
I like where I'm at. But I'm just still wild that, like, this league has been going and going successfully for 2 years.
All because of D&D.
All because of D&D and someone's spite with another league. It's literally it. And it wasn't even my spite. That's the amazing part.
You harness the spite.
No, I'm like, well, let's just try and do... Run Rambo! Ooh!
Ooh,
By the shoestrings.
CLK saw the market.
I saw it.
D&D stands for Dungeons and Dragons in this context. By
Yeah.
the way,
But I play it with a lot of people. So Phil Pryor, who was on earlier, he and I play every Tuesday. Hydra Cronus, Jamirical Robinson Jr., Jake
TC
Jordals,
still?
and yeah, oh, definitely TC. TC's our DM right now. Radiance Ham in for its touchdown. Yeah, we were all on the Providence Crabs and we were really terrible, so we decided to do D&D. It was great. We've been playing it now for a little over 3 years.
Yeah, PBE's already over 3 years old. I think they hit their 3-year birthday or no, are they 4?
They're 4.
They're 4, yeah. When was their birthday? Is it November? Is that
Yeah, it sounds about
November?
right.
Late fall?
It's around the time I got suspended in the ISFL.
Oof.
For tampering.
What did you do? Yeah, it was tampering. I keep mixing up you and Run CMC.
Lucas Arnold!
Luke Arnold!
2 to the house! Touchdown!
Yes!
Rush!
2-point glitch?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Look, I'm always... I get the argument that like we're biased for the rush, but I'm always here for when a David and Goliath and the David scores.
Oh yeah.
I'm also always root for the winless teams, which
Well, it's like, I said the rush are sneaky earlier. It's like they scored a touchdown against the
Dragons on
Lions.
their opening drive.
Scored against the Dragons. Now they scored, like, they're scoring on good defenses. So
Their
it's like
offense is really good.
what what that tells me is they're just the defense away, basically, from being very competitive.
And I'm really excited for them and the Hammerheads who play our primetime game on Wednesday.
That'll be a fun game.
It's going to be so fun. I'm so excited. Either of those teams can win, and that's just going to be a great game. And salami
Zone
lid.
coverage.
That's going to happen.
Yeah,
There are
I
two
know.
DBs on the rush team.
Yeah, I know.
And that's nearly blocked again.
One of these times.
It's going to happen.
I don't think anything happens though. Really, I don't think it's like turns into a live ball. I think that it just turns into a tackle.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what it does on a punt, at least.
We've
I
seen
don't.
it on a punt.
We've seen it on a punt. We haven't.
I've seen you block
No,
it.
we had it live on a punt once.
I didn't catch that game. I don't think.
Did you catch Matthew McDonald's touchdown to the house from the kickoff?
I did not know.
We had a kickoff return for the first time since season 3 this season, Toasty.
Exciting.
So many things.
So many things. By the way, I've been using the careers database to help build our 2-year infographic, which reminds me, I gotta build the
That would've been
survey.
first down.
So I'm gonna be bothering head office chat a lot this week.
The careers database is behind.
It's only behind by a season.
Oh, it is?
Yes. So
That
I've
makes
just
me feel a little bit better.
yeah, it's just like, and you already have that season's database open. So I've literally that in the careers database. I'm just like, all right, calculator, do the work. So I've got how many total touchdowns have been thrown. I'm gonna have how many total sacks have occurred.
How are our sack numbers looking this season? Actually,
Lower.
I have it right up next to me.
Lower on the DL side.
Lower than 50.
Yeah, it's
One
not
player.
it's not absurd. It, funnily enough, feels more normal, which is abnormal for us.
Yeah. Okay.
We're seeing a lot of linebacker sacks, but that's a blitz for you. As we hit the end of the half. Oh, I'm sad to hear about your D&D campaign coming to an end. We're always sad. Oh, and Topher, Dash Runman. That was the other person in our D&D party. Which reminds me, I gotta yell at him to create on Portal.
Yep.
I'll do it again. I think he's got an early day Wednesday, so it's not a late start, but we are playing tomorrow. So I'll have the Devly game in the background. I never miss them.
So, actually, aliens have scored with this touchdown now. More points in this game than they had in their previous 3 games combined.
Who have they played for the first 3 games?
They played the Hammerheads first.
Okay.
They
Which
won 20-0.
Yep.
Then they played the Venom. They won 7-0. Pretty low scoring game there. And then they got shut out by Vancouver 13-0.
Yeah.
They've scored up till this point. They've scored 27 points, and now
They've scored 31.
they scored 31. So they've more than doubled their season point total.
Who do they play next week?
They have the Wallabies.
Oh, that'll be a good game.
So that would be the one where you'd say, do the Wallabies even score a point? I would argue.
I still think yes.
I don't know. Aliens defense pretty good.
Aliens defense is pretty good. The Flamingos defense is pretty good. Different. As Jacques Cartier will get that pick. What's the next game? Our next game is, so glad you asked. Next game is Twisters and Hammerheads. The Hammerheads are next. I'm going to be curious as to how that one plays out. Sanjay.
Predict the Strobel 4 touchdown, 0 interception game.
I loved how Phil's comment last week, and it started off really strong, which was Strobel's going to have just one great game where he plays like vintage Strobel, and the next game is Hammerheads Flamingos, and the monkey paw starts to curl. He didn't, but it would have been really funny.
Yeah.
I think Strobel can have a really good game. Oh, that reminds me. Let me send you something, Dwight Guy, because I noticed something with your depth chart that I think will help you sort of plan it a little better, which is distribution of targets based on position, which is a stat Toasty and I figured out. Wide receiver 2, despite the fact, then there's the Zelly question of the chicken and egg. So Zelly noticed this, which is the wide receiver 3 gets more targets, right?
Mm-hmm.
The wide receiver 3 gets more targets, except in this game, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Salami Lid is wide receiver 2. I'll tell you in 1 second. Yeah, Lid is wide receiver 2. So I think my Zelly theory's right. Zelly figured out that if you basically put your best wide receiver at wide receiver 3, they're going to kill all the playoff-based teams. But my counterpoint is yes, because most teams have a good wide cornerback 1 and cornerback 2 and have a weak cornerback 3. So is it that the wide receiver 3 gets more targets because there isn't as strong of a DB3 covering? Or is it because of actually how the game is designed?
I think it's the routes.
I think we can test that pretty easily.
Well, Lid is
Because
cleaning up
there's
tonight.
there's just 3 wide receivers on the field right now, but the rush is still coming out in a 4-3 defense. So it doesn't like there is no DB2 or DB3
Right.
or CB3. See,
Because
there's a
they're not
4-3
running nickel.
difference. Right. Even if you are running like a nickel 3-4 or whatever, like it rarely does it match up right.
Yeah.
Never, it doesn't look at the personnel. It just calls a random play.
Hold on a second. I will be right back. I have to tell my wife something, she just walked in the door.
How you doing, Toasty?
Good.
Hanging in there?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. White guy, I would, you know, I would put like unless you have, I mean, it's kind of tricky. I think like this game is an anomaly because like wide receiver 2 is getting more targets because I've noticed wide receiver 2 seem to get a lot of like streak routes
Mm-hmm.
and like deep routes, and when the pass coverage isn't as good, like the rush don't quite have the best matchup defensively, like then he'll just get, the wide receiver 2 will just be wide open all the time down the field and they'll get more targets. So, but like I've had games with my wide receiver 2 where they get no catches against elite defenses, like no targets even.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends. I would say as a good rule of thumb, you want you want like your best receiver at wide receiver 3 because the routes are generally like crossing routes, out routes, things that are tough to cover and get open quicker. That's what I would say. Same thing with tight end. Like tight end's like right behind wide receiver number 3 for targets.
They actually have a really good tight end, though, in Hexie. So,
Yeah.
tight end, there's a reason I didn't bring it up. Because I'm like, they're good at tight end. They got Hexie.
So, I mean, if I would put, best wide receiver at 1 or 3, you could probably make an argument for either one. If you have a faster one, it might make sense to do it at 1 so you
2.
get better kick returns.
I think
But
what's
if you're playing,
amazing about this game is that we're still discussing the theory as to where to put your best wide receiver. The Mingos won, PCast. They cleaned up the Wallabies, but Dust lost points because the
yep.
Wallabies did score and Phil trash talked. Grimes to Botterman. I think what I'd also like to see in 22, just thinking about it out loud, is I'd like to see it so that the sideline camera actually like aligned with the field, so it's parallel to it, as
Yeah.
opposed to being at a weird angle.
Yeah, it's really low, I guess you could say.
Not even the height, just like so. I'll show it to you next time they show it, so you can just see it, because they're gonna go to it. So you see how like it's not a straight line; it's not parallel.
It's like the sky cam.
It's like the sky cam, but like so when you think about sort of how like an NFL game is shown at the side view, it shows the field, but it's also parallel to the field itself. Skipjack bobbles it, and so it's going to be at the 5.
I thought you could make a custom.
You can't
Angle
custom. You can make the custom the angle's a little not quite there.
Okay.
If I could, I would.
Right.
But no, it cuts off like the bottom player. Deep bomb downfield, incomplete.
Oh, they're going for it. Okay. All
You know
right.
what? I like it.
I'm sitting up now. Now I'm not.
Oh,
It's going to be a turnover on downs.
Accept the penalty.
except
Come on,
it, get the
aliens.
safety.
Get the field position. Get the safety. Whatever.
And Clifford Wilson's in for the touchdown. No,
Oh, spoke too soon.
he did not break the plane.
Although the nose of the football's on the plane.
Yeah, there's some of their spotting needs a little. Well, okay. So the plane's kind of weird because remember, these fields are all wrappers. So, like, we could build it so that the end zone technically doesn't look like it starts from another 5 yards back. You can do all sorts of weird things.
Yeah. Something I'd like to see is it feels like the route timing's wrong. And I've tried to play with like the speed of the game and speed of the receivers, and still it's not quite right. But it just feels like sometime, like, we've seen it before where it's like the guy's wide open, but like the ball's not even in the same zip code.
Yeah.
And it's just
I wonder if it's just I wonder if it's just kind of like, and I know this sounds somewhat like I'm basing it on reality, but I wonder if it's based on the idea of like just a miscommunication of the route.
yeah, that could be too, and that's like the argument I have for a lot of like PBE stuff with Out of the Park is that yeah, it's got a little playthrough, but some people are like, why didn't they run on that sack fly? And it's like, well, I know according to the thing, it looks like it was a deep sack fly, but you don't actually
Right. We don't know
know
what
the
was.
physical.
Yeah.
Like it could have just been right behind second base, for all you know.
And that's going to do it. Is Jonathan Johnson is going to ice this game? Yeah. Okay. I can't finish that sentence.
It's to say this game was iced a long time ago.
No. They were about to put up 42 unanswered points in 1 minute and 36, orchestrating the greatest comeback we had ever seen. Which, to be fair, if they had done that, that would have been wild.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I see 57-48.
No, that's true.
My glasses got a smudge on them or something.
Maybe.
You don't wear glasses.
Yeah, I do.
You
Well,
You didn't wear
I guess
glasses when you met Toasty.
No, I guess okay. So I don't need glasses. I have blue light glasses on right now to make me hipster.
That's fair.
But,
Dust is a hipster.
because I work remotely, so I'm always in front of screens now. It kind of pisses me off.
I get that.
But yeah, so I don't need glasses, right? You're correct. I am wearing glasses currently.
Russell's
to say you made me question my memory.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. There's photographic proof.
I'm like, there's photographic proof. I even know he doesn't have glasses in that picture.
Yeah, no, I don't need glasses.
Meanwhile, me is blind as a bat.
I do look better with glasses on though, so it's kind of making me regret my last 10 years.
Should have rocked the
been
glasses.
right?
Gone with the full hipster.
Even if they were just nothing frames, just
Yeah.
like whatever.
The clear sunglasses.
Just get those bottle opening glasses, then you're good.
I have a pair of those.
They scratched
Freebie
up.
one.
Yeah. None of them are good, free or
They're
no.
good. They're good for like if they end up in the bottom of a lake.
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah, they're not. It's an amazing thing, and we are
Oh
going to see an Oz
no.
Shepherd fumble 6, just really bringing on the hurt with 18 seconds left.
Oh no.
Cobra Kai.
That is a Cobra Kai if I've ever seen it.
Who said Cobra Kais were dead?
That's true.
They're kind of like alive in unintentional ways.
I mean, yeah, Dust knows my comments on his evil Cobra Kai.
Yep, all me.
There's no reason to go for 2. I understand the math, but the time
7 seconds is enough.
to score 2 unanswered touchdowns.
Shh, 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 shh. Wait till the final whistle. It's really tough to justify,
It's just hilarious.
Hey, I'm just, Martinelli was feeling it that game, and he said, "Give me the ball, coach," and I just said,
Sure.
"Yeah."
What's the worst that can happen?
What's the most damage you can do?
Turns out
Oh,
that.
8 points. That's what you can do. Because I think he had the catching touchdown right before
Yes.
that, which a first down would have sealed it.
Yeah, nope, but had to score and had to go the 2-point conversion. Salami Lid is your offensive player of the game to surprise no one. Shepard, your defensive player of the game.
He was making the fantasy owners happy.
Hey,
Next season,
I always
fantasy returns.
whoa. That because you can track it in the portal?
Well, no, it's more that because Infidel is no longer a GM, he wants to take that reins again.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm not
I haven't
running
seen
it.
much from Infidel lately.
He's around. I'll bug him every now and then. Alright, Twisters Hammerheads.
All right.
Oh boy, would you look at the time?
If you want to head out, Toasty, I'm not gonna feel offended.
Don't go anywhere. I mean, it only gets better from here.
It'll get better.
Okay, I missed that. Strobel to the Hammerheads?
Yeah,
Yep.
Strobel's a Hammerheads quarterback.
I feel like Pryor coming back.
Yeah, Toasty, we missed you. There were some wild free agent signings.
Yeah, Mouse moved on, and then Strobel wanted to give it. I don't know. I guess I haven't talked to him. Maybe his last season. Might have one more in the tank.
He might have one more
He's
in
an
the tank.
He's an S4, right?
He's just kind of He's just having a journeyman
He's kind of
retirement tour. He's got
he's
like
doing like the
no
Brett
visions
Favre,
of
Rich
grandeur.
Gannon.
Yeah. He's got like no belief that like he's gonna drag the Hammerheads to the playoffs kicking and screaming. He's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna have fun with it.
I'll have fun with your face. It's called face fun.
Okay.
Kinky. Come on, Strobel. All right.
You know what? I'm here for Strobel playing his lights out mode.
We didn't go in San Francisco with the shark.
I know, I realized that, but
Not resim.
fine.
No, I'm just kidding.
Next
We're
time.
in Arizona.
We're in Arizona, home of the native Madagascar cacti. Bobby Boucher with the sack.
Are there sharks in Arizona?
Sure.
Sure.
In a museum somewhere.
Yeah. Strobel is sacked for the safety. Bobby Boucher. You could be having a night.
In a
That's-
zoo.
Yeah. There aren't
Every
really.
time I use this stadium, I get yelled at.
Why?
Because it's the home for the Super Casual Bowl.
No, it's not.
Because it's neutral.
This one's no longer it. It's now Indianapolis. The Gladiator Arena is now the 2D stadium.
But that's the Knights' home.
No, that's Baltimore. Baltimore has the Knight, which is why it's the Knight's home. It's also a Dragon's home because it's the right shade of purple. Reginald Strawberry, who moved to tight end, is
Ooh.
going to get a huge catch and run.
Big catch. On third down, no less.
34-yard reception. Oh, I should probably let the Twisters know they're up. Because I don't know if Tater's
I
here.
think Hater's in here. Tater's in here.
Ah, he did. He let them know.
Yeah.
Then I don't have to do anything. Both GMs are here. My work is done.
Oh, off the hook.
Let's go number 44, bros. I love that. And speaking of 44, Io Torrent to the house.
Yeah, I noticed that the Hammerheads don't have their OL assigned yet.
So we are still using the old before the
Away.
contract is signed, Blast Me Away. So we're using the old one. Which isn't terrible, but definitely
No. It can't really square up to how the Twisters play.
Yeah, it's part of this is just no matter what OL you run, like the Twisters are going to give every OL fits. Because they blitz the most of any team.
Yeah. And how they set up the field.
Like, look, they brought 5 there. Hexida, who I told you
first down,
is going to be a great tight end, shows up in style, 18-yard completion.
Big catch from Yee. They pick up the wide open.
Hex Yee!
Oh.
Watch that man. He is going to surprise people, and I think he is your dark horse for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Well, we saw a tight end get it last year.
What were you saying about Stroll carrying the Hammerheads?
To a playoff berth.
Hey, I predicted a 4-touchdown Stroll game, no interception, and he has yet to do one of those.
That's true. I'm not saying that Strobel is going to be all bad Strobel. I'm not saying that. Nor am I saying Strobel is going to be all good Strobel. We have watched too much Strobel to know that.
Maybe he just needed a change in uniform.
Yeah, what is it? Denver looked good now that we changed their logos on their helmets. XE.
You almost got your interception there, Dust.
I know I did. Eating my words.
And oh dear, who's actually a really great kicker. He's going to punt this one
Yep.
for a coffin.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh. 2-yard line.
Or yeah, the ball's offset a little bit. It's like actually if it goes just inside the pylon, it's like the perfect coffin. I don't get it.
Deep bomb downfield, incomplete.
Nice
Great
coverage.
punt from O'Dear, absolutely.
Almost the end of the first.
Branson decides he has time. Short pass to Larson. Larson gets the first. And that'll bring the end of the first quarter.
Hey, Tater, you owe me something still.
What? Does he owe you the drawing?
Scary.
Yes.
Yes! Yeah, I mean... Io Torrent again.
Across the middle. Axis QB thrown across the middle for once.
Hey, they do it sometimes.
Yeah. When it happens, it's rare, but it's really fun.
See, like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they only do it when they have time to throw.
6-2.
They rush 4, and Peter Tingle will get them to first.
A little bit of a methodical drive from the Twisters here.
I mean,
Started all the way back at their 4. Now they're on the 40. Well, 43.
back when the Twisters like won, I remember that. Like the Twisters had this thing where like they threw these very short passes, but they just had these long contained drives that just befuddled defenses and just ate up so much clock, and so their defense was able to work.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you play with a lead and the other team has their back against the wall as far as time, it definitely makes defensive play calling a lot easier.
Yeah. Tom Krieg, the rookie, is hit with an offsides. I actually really like what the Hammerheads did with their depth chart this game. They switched things up, and I think it's actually playing off really well. It's definitely killing the clock, but it's keeping the score from going into a blowout really quickly.
Yeah, it is.
And I mean, look, if you can hang with the Twisters for a full half, that's a win.
Yeah, and like honestly, to me, it's if they had their OL who's created, if he was all the way updated with the right attributes and everything, and they could have a little bit more success on offense too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I
Because
think
they got the ball to midfield, and like if they didn't give up a big sack there, it could have been a lot different.
Yeah. We're talking about the Russia offense and how the Russia offense is kind of a complete package and defense really needs work. It's kind of the inverse for Madagascar. Their defense obviously still needs a few more pieces.
Yep.
But overall, their defense is a much more complete picture.
Yeah, it is. Hughes slices that.
Great kick from him.
Yeah, the Hammerheads have a good young defense. They got I really like Krieg a lot. Of course, they have Mongoose.
No, Mongoose
They're
is a
in the sec.
bum.
And Glockenspiel, Moose Cop, of course.
Yeah.
So like they have great pieces, and they just need to fill it out a little bit more, and then fill out the offense. And they're actually not as far away, I think, as maybe some of the games and the scores indicate.
Dayton Holmes will
Dayton
get
Holmes.
9.
So he's a hammerhead now?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a trade.
There was a trade and then another trade. Oh yeah, Boateng's now a Frost Giant.
Yep, I saw that.
That was the same
Good
trade.
first down by Yi. Strobel's not playing too bad, just taking a
No.
lot of sacks.
Well, that's the
Oh,
Twisters
avoids it.
defense for you.
Yeah, that's kind of their feast or famine.
And
And the thing is, like they have good DB, so they can afford a little bit of like chaos where like if they don't get at the QB, like they have good DBs to cover up.
Laquan Darioun will get a first down there.
First catch. Hammerhead's putting a little bit of a drive together.
You had to open your mouth.
I know. I just like it. Once you string a couple first downs together, it feels like you kind of get the momentum. And to me, it's like that midfield. Once you're past midfield, is kind of where things happen more probably, or with higher probability.
Oh, absolutely. I just thought it was really funny. You were talking about like how they were
Oh
stringing
yeah,
together, and then
it's
all of a sudden sack.
it's a commentator jinx.
Jimmy Jet playing with TFL. Credit to Madagascar though. It's a 12-0 game. It's less than 3 scores going into
Going to
halftime.
halftime. Yep. 12-0.
I don't like that laugh.
That's my wife for you. The gremlin she
Really, I thought it
is.
was you, TLK.
No.
It's so characteristic.
I can do it.
Let's hear it. How many channel points?
He does it better.
I've lived with her for a lot of my life. Can do a couple of things that she can do. Larson.
Larson.
Great run.
Larson with not too many touches, but effective in those limited carries and catches. Another
Speaking
catch
of,
there. 9, gain of 9.
and
Billy
Weasel
Weasel.
with a great catch. The other
Tough
number
catch to make.
44 on the team.
Yeah, they got Torrent and Weasel, right?
Yeah.
And then 34 is Larson there, and
Shrubbery's number 2.
Will they go
In the-
for 2? No. Never mind. I was thinking the score was 19, not 18.
Yeah, mathematically, I don't think they care beyond 2 scores.
honestly,
always
if you're
care.
down to the Twisters by 3 scores at any point in the second half, good luck.
Yeah, they bury you.
You have to stay within a score or 2 of them, otherwise it's gonna be a real hard day.
Yep.
It's like Strobel's having a real hard day.
6 sacks from Bobby Boucher.
We're on a safety watch.
Speaking of feast or famine, Hexy though gets him out of it.
Wow, that's another time where Yee's bailed them out when they're in the shadow of their
He had a
logos.
huge update and it's showing.
I've noticed the speed. There's some speed on that sack. Wow.
Speaking of speed, Strobel was all alone in his time of need.
Yeah, Strobel needed a lot there. It's that Olay blocking. You got one safety earlier, Io. Well, not you, but
Shrubbery, I think this isn't offsides though, so I think it's going to stand.
it is.
Shrubbery's first game at tight end, and what a statement.
Couple touchdowns. Nice game from him. Now he must catch another Shrubbery.
This one shall be elevated above the first Shrubbery. Little picket fence, and then you must go into the forest and cut down a tree with a herring.
Oh, that's an interesting pose.
The
Give it off
T-pose
the
glitch?
ricochet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like ran into the ball as opposed to the ball bouncing back to him.
Yeah, if they touch it after it touches the ground on a kickoff, you get the T-point glitch. T-pose glitch. From two-point
Yeah, I know. I
glitch.
just hadn't seen it like happen like that, like where the receiver, the returner goes back to the ball. Usually, it's like the ball bounces backwards off the net into the returner,
Yeah.
kind of. It's like the returner caught up with the ball and caused it to happen.
It's a new way to get there. I swear, Axis was not ready for our level of anarchy.
No.
That said, it's going to be actually really cool, Dusty. You'll appreciate this. So I'm working with Joe so that when we publish something in our announcements, from our game announcements, it'll feed into the SCFSL news on the Axis server.
Oh, nice.
That should be actually quite easy.
Yes, I sent Joe the instructions. I just can't do it because I'm
Okay.
not a mod.
Yeah, it has to be done on their end. Yep.
Because he was like, we could
Last
do a bot, and I'm like, let's just not do a bot. That's just more work and maintenance for.
last quarter, and we talked about the Hammerheads defense earlier with how they got some pieces and aren't too far away. I mean, they played the Aliens earlier, held them to 20. Played the Flamingos earlier, held them to 20. They did give up 37 to the Frost Giants, but I was just kind of some noise. But like they're holding the 3 and out here now for the Twisters, holding them to 26. So they're really
They're playing good.
close. Like honestly, and part of the reason why it's 26 is just the field position battle. Like they've just been getting forced to either punt, way close to their own goal line or something of that nature, right?
Strobel avoids the sack and nearly gives them a call.
Trouble has a clean sheet so far.
Absolutely.
Just needs 4 touchdowns and they win 28-0. No
Yeah.
problem.
Easy. 4
Just like
minutes.
I planned.
It's all,
4 minutes, 4 touchdowns.
all according to Keiko. Translators, no. Keiko means plan.
There's a first down, first one for a while for the
Absolutely.
Hammerheads. But it's good to have this, it's just, I mean, I don't want to use the Lions always as an example, but I've felt the stompage.
I'm sure. I mean, we all have.
It's not super fun, but you take the
Toasty's.
little victories.
Yeah. Toasty's first
Honestly,
season was, I think, 1 win.
That was my first season as co-GM. No. Actually, no. I came in the season after the 1 win.
Wow.
Got us 1 win away from the playoff.
Toasty's never known pain.
No, I played with the pain.
I know, I'm giving you grief. I still love my favorite meme of Aztec's strategy for the season with the grill and his 4-part plan.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Step 1, draft really well, get good free agents. Step 2, make way to postseason. Step 3, get stomped by Wallabies in postseason. And just the double take right there.
Step 4? Cry.
Love you, Toasty.
Yeah, that was step 4.
And Holland runs this one in.
Hey, you'll love to see a little fullback dive action. Come on.
Step 3 was beat Wallabies in regular season. Step 4, lose in postseason.
Yes. Usually you want to flip that order.
Right.
Although I think it was also really good because I think you were also the reason that the Wallabies didn't have multiple undefeated seasons.
Yes, but I'm not the reason they. But I'm also not the reason they had multiple rings.
I mean, every team was. I would say that's everyone's fault. I mean, yes, you lost the final game or the second to final game, but it wasn't like the other teams. Jerry Oon with a great catch and run. Anyway, that's all in the past.
Just not stringing it together.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's tough. He's got 2 inactive players at wide receiver.
And 1 retired player.
Well, yeah. And Holmes!
Holmes.
Madagascar's going to put points on the board.
All right, 3 more touchdowns. Let's see it, Strobel.
And they're in the 2-minute mark, which means they're going for the onside kick.
Hey, nothing like a little chaos.
The Mad Lads. I love it.
Ooh.
Beautiful kick from O'Dear.
Almost beautifully blocked.
Yeah.
I just swear, as the night gets on, it just looks like it's closer and closer to happening.
And that'll do it. It's Laitaw. He's going to fling a man.
Roll.
10 yards.
I love these stupid ragdoll physics sometimes. They're just
He became
fun.
the first down marker.
Ragdoll physics are fun.
Good on Madagascar for putting up points.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually a really fun catch by Holmes. I mean, they finally got the one-on-one matchup they wanted with one of their, better receivers having granted inactive, but still, solid. And, with when you get Yee developed and get a couple more weapons.
And that's kind of it. If you think about their holes being wide receiver, and eventually they're going to need a running back to replace the ever-aging Gabriel Picard.
I don't know. I mean, Picard might live forever.
He might live forever. But I mean, wide receiver is one of those holes in a draft that's easier to fix than defense.
Yeah, offensive positions are generally easier to find.
Yes, we have 7 quarterbacks in this draft.
Yeah.
I think we have 7 quarterbacks going into every draft.
Yeah, well, I don't remember last one being this bad.
Well, yeah, that was only because there were 28 players. All right.
Right.
Branson
We also have another like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Branson's your offensive player of the game. Boucher's your defense player of the game. Look, I'm all for a large draft class. I think they're fun.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, we got good people in this draft class too. I mean, last draft class was good. It wasn't like it was. It was
It was
a
top heavy.
lot of quality. All right, Lions at Knights. I'm just gonna let you let your team know you're playing.
You don't let the Knights know, right?
I'm gonna let the Knights know.
Just tell them when it's the second half.
No, I'm telling them now.
Come on, TLK, give it to me.
Yeah,
Give
yeah,
it to
yeah,
me.
yeah. I'll give it to you.
Come on.
Do I have admin controls? I do have admin controls. I'll make a player roll. Hollywood has a 10% chance. Dust, you're slipping.
I know.
All right. Our weather
Game
for
plan
tonight.
must be different.
Snow, no winds.
In Hollywood.
It's one more night in Hollywood. Wait, no, it's
Vancouver
Counting
brought the
Crows.
weather with them. Over under face gens appeared. Let's do that one.
Love Hammer
Is
shrinks in the
Elliott?
cold.
I don't know how many people we got watching.
Yeah, so there's Dixie Kong, Kylie Ray, Love Hammer, Martinelli,
Grayson.
The
Grayson.
truth?
Truth isn't in this game.
No. Okay.
Masturbator, Green Army.
Masturbator.
Does Oxlong have one?
Nope.
Me, I have one.
Dustin Johnson. Who is that? Because he looks like someone I used to work with.
Dustin Johnson,
Oh,
the
it's actually a real
golfer,
person?
pro golfer. Yeah,
Huh.
that's the joke.
Oh. That one
This
went over
is
my head.
also my real name.
Ah. Are you a professional golfer?
Yeah,
No, he is not the professional golfer. He is the professional engineer.
That's
I'm
fair.
actually not
He's
a
also the
professional.
professional. He's also the real professional commentator, as we've established.
No, I had to clarify. I'm not actually a professional engineer. My profession is engineering, but I'm not a professional engineer. I don't have certifications.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So like I can't sign off on electrical or civil drawings. That's generally what PEs do.
Gotcha. So, is there anything else that not having the degrees precludes you from? Honest question, out of curiosity, more than anything else.
Does what?
Does not having the degrees preclude you from anything else, or just not signing off?
Decrees or degrees?
Degrees.
Degrees.
I have a degree.
Whatever, a certificate.
It's pretty much I can't. I mean, pretty much just not. Usually, like for doing government work, you need to have a PE.
Okay.
So I probably couldn't be a government contractor, but it's largely like approval of documents.
Okay. So it's
So
not
like I
too
can't
much of a
I can't
difference.
sign off on like electrical classification drawings or structural steel drawings or things like that. But that's not really my
Forte.
discipline. That's not my discipline at all.
Oh. So what
I
is
wouldn't
your
really do that.
discipline? Out of curiosity.
I'm a chemical engineer by degree,
Gotcha.
so I just go in plants and run them, baby.
Sounds good.
Got to make stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that was Valor missing on that sack,
McWigan went to the Peter Soffin School of Being Slippery.
right?
Soffins actually breaks
Waterman down the
sacks now.
sideline.
Soffin's is like unsackable. It's so
Soffin's
weird.
like the one unsackable guy. Him and Branson.
Like, we don't understand it. Like, there's no logic to it.
Tackle break.
No. Like, Dust was
What is
saying,
speed?
tackle break. Speed
Really?
is for going the distance. No, I will not stop making that joke. It will die with me like all these Bob Seeger puns I will throw in.
Oh,
Oof.
Pressure's coming.
Pressure's
McWiggins just getting rid of it.
He's playing it well. Again, this is one of those where I think the team can definitely have a moral victory despite the loss.
Absolutely.
that doesn't seem
Does
right.
Dom not have a face gem?
No, he's never redeemed one.
Can I redeem one for him?
Sure.
Dom, you want a face gen? Okay.
No.
All right. Good talk.
Why is it Dom?
Dom, if you don't get another if you don't get an interception for the rest of the season, I'm giving you a face gem.
Ooh,
There's nothing
a
you can do
fate
about it.
worse than death.
So you better hope you grab a ball this season, coward.
Ooh.
Shiloh. Shiloh doesn't have a face gem.
No, he doesn't. I'll have to ask him about that. I hope Shiloh lives forever. He's on my Mount Rushmore.
That's fair. So yeah, this weekend I think is going to be a lot of getting the store migrated. It's going to be getting the survey done. And it's going to be getting the infographic
Store
done.
migrated?
Yeah, I'm moving everything from our spring store to our hat store.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, super fun. I just think the
Ooh, that was Love Hammer almost there.
stuff that is offered. I like how the hat store is organized a little bit better.
You don't get as many duplicates.
You don't get as many duplicates. And the other thing that's really cool is it has a sidebar, so you can click on a team and it'll give you all the merch for that specific team.
Hat store is Jersey store, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it has hats and jerseys right now. I still gotta do the Dev League jerseys. I gotta get Binaries merch on there.
They like hugging.
Hugging's important as Botterman gets the
Butterman
first.
juke.
What a
Nice.
juke indeed. Hey Toasty, that PM you sent me, what is it in relation to?
Dev League database.
Weird how?
Oh, no. Okay. Weird Numbers is Major League's database. The one before that is Dev League's database.
Oh, okay. It's just you're missing games, yell at Dust.
Jack Gunner with the INT.
No, I need to figure out how to pull the players from the portal.
Oh,
Because I was pulling them from the bank, which works for Major League for this season only.
I have an idea. I'm gonna get you
Yeah.
admin perms. Do you have admin perms?
I should.
Should. If you don't, let me know. I'll get you admin perms for the portal. If you don't have them already. And what we can do
Yeah.
is we can just download the CSVs for all the teams, and it'll have the players.
I have to do that every week.
No, because we'll have just a static one that we can list off of. Major League
What's
isn't
for the
good
Dev
enough.
League? I'm talking Dev League.
That's 4 polls. It's not terrible. And it's probably not much of an increase.
You could probably just have me do it if you want.
Yeah, Dust can do it in 2 minutes. I can do it in 2 minutes. The harder one's the major leagues, but we'll be, and maybe this season it might be just refreshing, but going forward it shouldn't be too crazy.
Right.
I can see about if there's just a. You know what might also be good? Let me talk to Emidos and see if there's a way to just pull as boss gets that touchdown.
Pull all minor league players or all major
Yeah.
league players.
Just a quick button and just have first name, last name, team.
Yeah, I was That was more so about my question earlier to him about my SQL to my SQL, if there's a way to do that,
Yeah. I mean,
or whatever database he uses.
right now what I'll just do is I'll pull it because I have bigger fish for him I need to fry.
Yep.
So I'll just pull it for you and then you'll have it.
Yeah, but Major League is good for this season because everyone in the Major League.
Not quite because not everyone's signed.
My poll doesn't look at if they're signed; it just looks at if they're on the bank.
Oh, okay. Oh, so Major League you're fine. So Dead League's the
Yep.
only one you need. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. Realize I haven't put the scores in for like half of these games. Oh well. That'll take 5 minutes. We'll get Toasty the stats.
Or sixes. No.
Also, for those of you who play Wordle, like me, if you didn't hear, Times has bought Wordle, so it might be the end of Wordle as we know it. Which is a shame, because it's a very important channel in the Nightmares community. Dust, Toasty, do either of you play Wordle?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
So you know how
I-
every time you check in the Nightmares channel, there's like those things with those green, yellow, and white or black boxes?
Yep.
Yep,
I
that's
muted that
Wordle.
channel.
Ah.
Hmm.
It's a game. It gives you have 6 guesses to guess the 5-letter word of the day.
I'm not seeing that in the Nightmares.
How are you supposed to know what it is?
Because it gives you Shiloh gets touchdown. So the way it works, it'll tell you if you've got the wrong letter, which will be just a gray. So it'll tell you if you've got the right letter in the wrong spot, which will be yellow, or the right letter in the right spot, which will be green.
Oh, so it's like Mastermind,
It's like Mastermind.
but with
Words.
words.
It's
I'm
fun.
not seeing this in the Nightmares locker room at all.
There's a channel called Wordle Results.
Do GMs not have access to this? This would be the biggest travesty of
Oh.
them all.
I'm not a GM.
Are you in the Nightmares locker room?
Yeah,
I
Toasty,
am.
you're in here. You're on the preview here. Jerk. Adam, TLKSU typing.
What do you think I was doing?
I don't know.
I was
Send
in
the
the
next
wrong
Wordle.
Nightmares locker room.
Well,
Oh,
that sounds like a
hammer
personal
sack.
problem. You want the one with the
Face
pink and the
gen,
purple.
face gen. Let's go.
Yeah, face gen.
Hey.
I love that face gen. It's so great.
It's so low key.
It is.
All right, punt return, touchdown to end. Oh,
No.
nope, not quite.
I think he ran the exact opposite way for that to
Right.
happen. I think running backwards might have been a better play.
He's point shaving.
I could run to the left and possibly take the house, or I could run into 2 Hollywood Knights defenders and see what happens.
As long as no one's there to hug you, yeah. Well,
I'm gonna.
see, some people look at it as the offense getting the ball to start the second half. I see it as the defense gets a chance to start the second half.
That's
It's
fair.
it's a frame of mind.
As he gets hit there.
But I always defer. Whenever I win the coin toss, I always defer. That's me.
Well, yeah, it's generally the good strategy. The AI does the exact opposite.
Yeah, I don't know why. The only time though is like in college football games, the AI is smart with the overtime
Right.
because they'll always put their defense out first. Well, at most college games I played, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, having
14 and 08,
wouldn't you
I guess.
want to go for? Wouldn't you want
No,
the
you want to
ball?
be on defense first because if you get a stop, or then you can respond.
Right, but if you get a touchdown, then they don't have a chance to respond.
Nope.
No, yeah, you do. Everyone gets a shot in college OT.
Ah, okay, gotcha. That's why I'm
So
taking.
you always want to put your or defense out in the field because there's a chance they could either force a field goal or no points, and then all you need is 3 or a touchdown,
Yeah,
right, when you get the ball back.
gotcha. I was thinking it was like Major League where there was no
No, no, no,
chance.
no, no, no. Not NFL rules.
Gotcha.
Nope.
And
That's
Jason
where
Grayson
more.
with the touchdown.
That's where a lot of the
Outrage.
outrage is coming from. Yeah.
It's fair.
Hey, Grayson's in. Nice. Good to see you, Weasel.
Popped in just in time to see his player get his touchdown.
He might have been lurking the whole time. I guess I wasn't paying attention.
That's true. It's 9 o'clock. Do you know where your team players are?
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Exactly. Well, that's different.
Is it?
Yeah, so it's 9 o'clock. The original commercial was it's 9 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? So
Oh, I
it's
don't
five
remember
o'clock
that
somewhere.
one.
It's about drinking. Yeah, no,
I never had children.
that's fair. No, it was like an old commercial in like the '80s, or at least some of my parents tell me.
I never had children in the 80s.
That's fair. They did have parents in the '80s.
Well, I had parents in the 80s. I just wasn't born yet.
The conversations you have.
You want to keep going, TLK?
This is why we need to cut down the number of teams more to make our streams even shorter.
For 8-team league.
We're
Everyone's in Dev League now.
just gonna have Division One.
Us streams more, TLK streams less.
Probably for the best. Kylie Ray gets her second touchdown.
I think that's her first.
No, she got the opening touchdown.
No, that was Shiloh.
Pretty sure it was Kylie Ray.
Well, I pinged the wrong person then. It's 9 and it's 9 p.m. and I don't know who my
It's
players
5 o'clock somewhere.
There's a correlation.
All right, let's see who's right. Well, first one was Ito. You know what? Kylie Ray had the first catch. That's what it was.
Ah, okay. I'll give you that one. Yeah. Good catch. I was waiting for someone to notice that.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. It's that old thing where if like see the first letter and the last letter.
Yep. Mine's who? I'm the Loins GM.
The victorious loins.
I mean,
Like, I think the problem is our final game is always a weird blood, so our streams get really goofy. Pirate Captain Dom is Lions GM.
but Dom, you didn't win a super casual bowl with all inactives with the Lions.
I didn't think the Lions were inactives. Is that a story that I missed?
What's that?
I didn't think the Lions were all inactives.
I thought that's Dom's thing is with the Mingos or something like that. That he won a casual bowl. There were like a lot of inactives or something.
Dom
Can't
never
remember
won a
though.
super casual bowl with the Flamingos. What
There's some-
lies is Dom feeding you?
He won something sometime.
You want a super.
He won a super casual bowl with the Lions. That was last season.
As a player, yeah, I don't know this.
No, as a GM as well. What a coffin.
Oh,
No,
he did
that
something sometime somewhere as a GM.
he had a lot of playoff losses. Zelly got him close. But no. Hardwood, tackle for a loss.
I haven't seen a scoregami update this season.
DG's been not around, which kind of makes it trickier.
Ah,
Just want to point out that Ferguson Pork would be of the Nightmares would be a perfect fit for the loins. That's true.
Unfortunately, that can't happen.
It's going to be taken in the second round for the first pick that the aliens have in the second round of this draft.
Jeez, TLK, how could you tamper like that?
I don't know. Look, if you want to win and get a Hall of Fame career, go to the Rougarou.
I mean, honestly, though, with how terrible the Crabs ballpark is,
How bad are your park factors?
terrible. Good luck hitting
Yeah, well,
and pitching, apparently.
that's because
What can you do then?
not much.
Uh,
Disappointment. A lot of disappointment. Can disappoint yourself. I can tell you from firsthand experience with the Crabs.
no, I was doing some test sims for, TLK. We talked about it before the stream a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was doing some test sims, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll just put them on the Crabs. And it's like, nope, not gonna do that. What? I don't do anything offensively. Yeah, that's what I was referencing, Loki. It's like, yeah, it's a pitcher's park, but like every other team's pitching does better.
I don't even know what my team's park factors are. Because I don't think we care enough right now.
It's the park factors for giving up 7 runs a game.
I
Well,
mean,
you guys might actually be down to 5 this season.
yeah,
Progress.
it is progress. Like,
Sure,
we've got actives. We're getting there. We've gone from me being the second most active player on that team to me not being the second most active player on the team. That's a win.
Right.
Baby steps. And it helps having the commissioner on your team because then you can just rig things. I mean, what?
If you want to make the Hall of Fame, go to Sarasota.
Yeah. Look, we don't have the worst record.
No.
And we've already gotten more wins than our previous season combined.
Yeah, that's true. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, body, don't do
No,
it.
no, no,
Big
no,
field
no,
goal.
no, 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 no.
Well, it was on target.
Rule proposal: body kickers have 70.
Yeah, Lovehammer got a hand on it.
Shiloh.
Oh no.
Ah,
Shiloh.
this is just cruel. Lovehammer got a Lovehammer on it. Someone asked me if I was going to recreate in the PBE after cardboard cutout, and I'm honestly thinking no, not for a while.
You got your ring though, I mean.
I did get my ring, so I'm happy. I don't need
that's
any.
a lot more than other people can say,
I got my ring for the team I helped build from the ground from day one. I'm happy.
I still haven't done that.
No, low key, we're not gonna twist through the Hammerhead or the Hollywood Night.
And then, I mean, I'm not recreating in the ISFL. That's for sure. I'm done after this player.
Yeah, we're not gonna twist through them.
The Twisters run one of the heaviest blitzing defenses in the league, bar none, by like a mile. References to other teams in this league and their different strategies. They play in a blitzing park.
Which is fine,
Yeah.
When you play against teams that are good.
Yeah. And it's a fumble. And Lovehammer recovers.
Lovehammer. Let's see the face gen.
Nah, I won't show him on turnovers. That's why we never saw Providence
Like
see
the
Rab.
exact opposite of what you'd think it would be.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll make that recommendation. Show the stats and face for when a player gets a turnover. Show
I
the.
still wish they would add the TFL
Yeah, I mentioned that.
stat there. Yeah,
Or you mentioned
because
that.
they got that grid. You know, they got enough space. They got a 2x3 grid, so
Yeah.
they could add it. That
I
they show
remember
the
you telling
OnlyFans.
Joe about that.
Oh yeah, I might have did that when in the chat there during the championship. Yeah,
Yeah.
Martinelli TD, Pizza Man touchdown. Let's go. Extra pepperoni on that one.
Speaking of Joe,
Yeah, he coined that, didn't he?
he
Pepper
did.
for the Pizza Man. That's
He's
so
a-
good.
I love it. I think he became a Lions fan that day. I know, what's his face? Who, is it James? Dave? The stadium designer is a diehard Frosty stan.
That's James.
Yeah. Well, no. There's two Jameses. There's James, the other James, as well as a Frosties fan, but the stadium designer as well. I think more of the Axis team is big on the Frost Giants branding. Which reminds me, I gotta
Zero
PM one of them.
OnlyFans for you. Low key, you gotta pick that up. See, Blaylock's got one.
Oh, deflected passes.
Yeah, it kind of looks like an O, so I call it an
I was
OnlyFans.
like, what on earth are you on about?
Yeah, we kind of. It's like a weird D. You know, it's not very defined in its structure.
That's fair.
You want to call letters having structure. Oh. Oh no. It's inside the 20, and we're running the ball with Martinelli.
Lamar.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
They have deflected passes, not pressures. Yeah. And so a big reason for that, just so you understand, is deflected passes have been something that we've actually seen in the game since we've been a league. So for the past 3 engines, because it's actually something that DBs do.
I mean, they didn't have TFLs until 21.
They didn't have
They had
TFLs.
they had TFLs. They just weren't tracked
Yeah.
Yeah.
correctly.
And they didn't have and so they haven't had pressures because that hasn't really been a concept on the quarterback until recently. Like, the quarterback didn't care about the pressure and how it affected their throwing until this iteration.
Yeah. Which they don't move around at all in the pocket. That was something Toasty and I griped about.
Yeah.
Just statues.
For a long time.
There's sometimes very evasive statues, but statues nonetheless.
Right. I think that's something that they're going to work on with the coming animations and all that.
Loki, like with DL, it's weird. It's like DLs never seem to get deflections, but if the ball goes to a DL, it's pretty much always an interception at the line. It's like the weirdest thing ever.
I love it.
It's like they'll never get a deflection. They'll have. We could probably run the numbers, but I would almost guarantee they have more interceptions than deflections. Okay, I think this is a kneeling formation.
Thank
Damn! We needed the 2-point conversion, TLK. No!
God.
We needed 69.
That would have got you 70.
No,
No.
a 2-point conversion would have gotten him 69.
Gotten us one more point, TLK math.
Earlier. I thought you were talking about right now. I'm like,
No,
There
just
isn't a
on the
two-point
last
play right
on the
now.
last drive.
yeah,
That Lamar had the fullback dive touchdown.
that's fair.
Because that's Oxlong's number. Damn. Well, call this an L.
Might as well give the
If you
points to Hollywood.
If you don't get a meme score, is it really a win?
Oxlong is your offensive player of the game for 7 touchdowns. Jack Gunner, your defensive player of the game. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Toasty. Thank you, Dust, for joining me in the booth. We will see you tomorrow for the Dev League and Wednesday for our Week 5 games. What time is our Dev League at? 7 o'clock?
We'll do 7. Yep.
All right, 7 o'clock.
EST.
When dusk goes live.